This week on the Block Update podcast, we have news that Foxy doesn't care about, feedback he doesn't want to read, and wish lists that nobody's getting. Ain't that right, Foxy?
That is Slack. It is.
Hey, how you doing, bud?
Yeah, I'm good. Hello and welcome to the Block Update podcast. It is episode 94. Episode 94. Amazing. Oh, that's good. I'm really happy about that. Brilliant.
Yep.
As usual, I'm joined by Slack Lizard, affectionately known by his mother as Jonathan, and my name is Foxy No Tail, affectionately known by my mother as "You're like a bull in a china shop." Which was nice to hear every time I went anywhere. Don't go in there, don't touch anything. Keep your hands off that. You stay outside. I'll get stolen. No, you won't. No one's going to want you, will they?
Yeah. They'll bring you back after they see how much you eat in a day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Jeez. Oh, man. As usual, we'd like to start the show by reminding you all that we are supported by Patreon, and we'd like to thank 52 patrons, including our top tier Minecraft 2.0 patrons who are James Carter, Stitch Fix, and The Praetor. If you enjoy the show, then I would like to ask nightly, every night, I'm going to ask you to go to patreon.com/the block update. Prices up our podcast. The minimum perks you'll get is a bonus show every week and to join the Discord, and it's all lovely. We love it. And the bonus show this week talks about me being ill. I'm still ill, by the way. If you want to know what I've got and how long I've had it and how it's affected me, then you have to listen to the bonus show because I'm not telling you. And Slack talks about some incredibly good news, a fantastic news, but I'm not telling you about that either.
No. So nightly, he's going to ask you to, head over to patreon.com to the Minecraft. No, it's not the Minecraft. It's the block update.
Yeah, don't go to the Minecraft.
The block update.
It's not there anymore.
Yeah, go to the Minecraft. No, that's it. Right.
I thought it was me that's ill, not you. Jeez.
Well, I got dogs barking now. I can't win. It's fine.
Right. Slack, feedback. What feedback we got? Right. Start us off.
Well, the first one here is the Marabella Jade, who's like, I'm going to back up Foxy on American hot dogs. They are scrawny and do not have much flavor to them. Hot dogs are only vehicles for barbecue sauce and pickles. Whoa. I'm not even reading any further. The fact that you just said barbecue sauce goes on hot dogs, give me your American card and get out. Just get out.
Going up. Stop it. Oh, made me so sick. My table went. Even my table was wandering off. Jeez.
Oh my goodness! Just your American card's revoked. Just wow. Barbecue sauce on a hot dog. You just made half. That's gross.
And pickles. What are you doing? Pickles don't want anything. Pickles should be banned. Get rid of pickles.
I agree. I totally agree. Right. The rest of this comment says, the bun fill you up more than the supposed meat. They are great for kids and chili dogs, but most adults I know prefer brats over hot dogs. Well, that's on your side of the world, because on this side of America, we love some hot dogs on the grill. We love some chili cheese dogs, hot dogs with sauerkraut, hot dogs with ketchup and mustard. No. Barbecue sauce, get out of here. Your American card's revoked.
That's disgusting.
I don't even know you. Yeah, that's bad. That's like putting ketchup on a ham sandwich or something. No.
Don't do it. Right. M2 Lansky says, I 100% agree with Foxy thoughts about mending. And I hope that King Bee Dogs and other devs realise how wrong this concept of overestimating the past is. And it's okay for them to be wrong about something, but the Minecraft community will collapse if they progress further with this concept. Yeah. Yeah. If you think I'm going to be full of useful information and quips in today's episode, then think again.
Yeah, my intro was spot on. I'm just telling you.
It was.
Yumi Chan is up next and says, not going to lie, if mending was removed from Minecraft, it would just turn into a grind and all the huge amazing builds would disappear from every world. Foxy and Slack are 100% right. What kind of dev tries to reduce options in a game? Makes no sense. Thank you.
Yep. Agree. White Bush says, we all talk around the mob vote right now. What mob vote? I don't know anything about a mob vote. That's in the news, and the news hasn't happened yet. Jeez, White Bush. I had a thought on how it could be improved rather than removed. What if Mojang revealed to us 2 new mechanics that they will put in the next update, like sand generation, and we voted on a few choices of mobs with different ways to make them happen? What do you think? I think any choice, any vote system is going to divide the community and cause anger, frustration, and this is the worst part, and we'll get to this in the news. It's attacking the developers. Like obviously this comes from higher up. The developers themselves aren't going, oh, yay, let's have a mob vote. They must hate this time of year. They must absolutely hate it with all of the stuff that they get coming back at them. Doesn't matter what you vote on. Doesn't matter how you change your vote. If you ask 2 people like different things about Minecraft, what they want in it, and tell them only one of them can have it, you're going to have a problem.
Yep. Yeah. It's a bad shout all around, but we'll cover that in the news.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Coffee. It says, so I'm returning to the podcast after some time away due to a conflict of interest. I have to say I enjoyed the last few weeks and hope that you continue with your more open and candid format.
I think we've always been open and candid, haven't we? That's the whole point of this podcast, is that we're not afraid to say what we think.
We're opinionated, yeah. We're opinionated.
What I want to know what the conflict of interest was. The conflict of interest is like, I can't watch their podcast because I'm listening to another one. That's not how things work. That's like saying I can't watch that TV show because I'm watching a different one. I'm not watching Star Trek because I watch Star Wars. You can listen to more than one.
I didn't watch, Deep Space Nine because I was watching Babylon 5.
Well, that's understandable. I wouldn't do that either. It's a conflict of interest, Slack, and it just doesn't work. Yeah. Can't do.
Well, look, there was no DVRs, and this was the days before internet and all that, so
fair enough.
It is what it is.
Brood says, this is going back a few episodes. There was talk about how the new villager setup is leaving out some of the trident / bow / crossbow enchantments. This makes me wonder if they're going to add those 2 Fletchers, bow enchantments, and fisherman, trident, and fishing enchantments, considering these 2 villager types are fairly useless at the moment. Great feedback, Brood.
Yeah.
I was walking down the street and I looked up in the sky and I thought, I wonder how birds fly. Thanks. Really helpful. Gives us a good grounding to discuss things, that, Brood. Really helpful, Yeah, thanks.
That should have been maybe more suggestion, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, love you, Brood. Muffin's up next and says, sending you well wishes, Foxy. We'll be here when you feel better. Well, he doesn't feel better and he's still here.
I'm still here. I would have been here. Do you know what? I nearly said we'll do it last week anyway because of the mob vote stuff, but I'm so glad I didn't. It
didn't work out. Like each day, I won't lie. I was kind of nudging you in the direction because I had crap going on every day too. I had to run to town like every day last week.
Oh, man.
So I was like, hey, how you feeling? You're like, oh, I feel like I'm dead. We could take another day. It's fine.
Yeah, and even if we'd have recorded it, it wouldn't have got edited. There was no way it was going to get edited last week. In fact, I'm still feeling now like, how am I actually going to get through this podcast? Because every time I talk, I'm fine. As soon as I stop, I just get this like. Speaking of talking, Papa Wally is here saying, hey, Foxy and Slack, you both are doing an awesome job on the podcast. I'm all caught up with every podcast and noticed there's more maps coming out in the next big update. My question is, how can we do the maps when they're not allowed on servers because they cause lag? Keep up the great work. I hope I explained this so you can both understand it. Okay, geez. Maps on Bedrock Edition increase the file size of the world, and that's all they do. They don't cause massive amounts of lag, but when your world gets too big, you can't delete the maps. You can't kill the maps. Even if you put them in fire, it doesn't get rid of them from the database. So the more maps you've got, the bigger the world file size is going to be. They're not massive on their own. You need a lot of them to cause any significant issue. But if you're working on a server with people who've got map balls and they're going treasure hunting all the time, it does have an effect, especially when you're on a server when people are wandering around the world, expanding the world border all the time and just, chewing up chunks. That's where the problems are. There's no law against playing with maps if you want to play with maps, but they're 2 different things. Yes, they're adding in more maps to the cartographer, which is great, but they haven't solved the problem where maps generate the file size. So you've got to decide, do you want your world to last a long time or do you want to have maps? That's your choice. It's not a
Ooh,
feature
that's-
that maps are broken. It's just a problem that they haven't thought about.
That's an interesting thing now that you bring up maps, because you know as well as I do with the command system that the commands are kind of broke now, because unless you update a chunk by placing a block or breaking a block, it doesn't update.
Yeah.
But if I open up a map and I fly around, like say that whole map, that region, did I just save all those chunks? Because they've gotten a lot better with their optimization.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know neither. So is the map data going to be less because the chunks are technically not saved, or does by opening the map actually save all that chunk data?
No, the maps don't save any chunk data. They just, all it is a picture. It's just a little PNG file, right? And each pixel on that map is a byte of information, contains the color and the position. And that's a tiny amount of information. But every time you open a map, it creates 5 of them. So that's 5 times the amount of information. And I think all 5 maps, they're about 20, 25 kilobytes in size, which is nothing. But when you've got thousands of maps, then that's big file. You know, that's megabytes, gigabytes you're getting into.
Maybe. I don't know. They've done a lot of optimization. It'd be interesting to test it.
And you can open the same map in the same area, and it doesn't use the old information. It just stores it all again. That's the problem. You know, when Zloy on TB season 2 is when we figured this out. He was doing his map wall. And you know, flying around the area. No, I've already got that one. I'll do another one. I'll do that. I've got that one. I'll do that one. Then I did all that map art for my kitchen cabinets and all that sort of stuff. And someone else was doing map art for the logos for all the TB members. It turned out we had
the TB Herald.
Yeah, we had about 300 megabytes worth of maps, but that's because we'd opened literally thousands of maps on that world.
But that was also in a time when even if you flew over a chunk, you loaded it and saved it. With the optimization they've done now, maybe better.
Yeah. World file sizes are a lot smaller than they used to be, and everything's getting more capable as well. Like in the news today, we're going to discover that Xbox can even download realms that are more than a gigabyte size now. So those issues of you used to get to a world being over a gigabyte and it just grind to a halt, stop working. It was dead.
Yeah, it was dead.
But it doesn't happen now. So it's not as much of an issue, but it all comes down to how long you want your world to last. If you're happy if you're okay, this is going to last us a year, fine, open as many maps as you want, do what you want. If you want that to be a forever world, don't open so many maps.
Fair.
Okay.
Moving on. Robo Rufus is up next. It says, guys, Foxy doesn't lie. I recommended a Reach enchantment back in episode 59. It was added to the good idea bin, and now it's in the mob vote. Thanks for the podcast. Always making me happy. Robo Rufus.
See, I told you. When we put things in a good ideas bin, they sometimes, if Mojang can be bothered, get into the game. And now there's a chance it just might. In fact, I think there's a very strong chance that the crab might win. But let's save that for the news.
Okay.
X-Zone says, "G'day, Foxy and Slack. I love the podcast and I've listened to every one of them. Thank you for spending time every week recording and editing this amazing podcast. I hope you have a speedy recovery, Foxy. I'd just like to say how much I appreciate the work both of you put in the podcast and content creation as a whole. Thank you, X-Zone. Appreciate it. And I'm trying to make my recovery as speedy as possible by working 12 hours a day and staying up late doing podcasts and not looking after myself.
It's fine. It's fine, Foxy.
I got this.
It's fine. We get it. You're sick. Just
Kelly, help me.
Just walk it off. Be a man. Tough up. Jeez. Grow up.
Wow.
Right. We got Lo next and says, hey, Foxy and Slack. Long time listener, first time leaving feedback. Just wanted to say I appreciate all you guys. And keep up the great work on the pod. You have given me hours of entertainment while driving for work. Also wanted to say how much I'm enjoying Foxy's new Create mod series.
Well, thank you very much. I'm also very much enjoying it. So that's nice to hear. Cheers, Lo.
If you want to hear the truth about it, though, make sure you sign up for the bonus show.
There's a dark secret about that Create world that nobody knows apart from the people listening in the live show and patrons. So pony up, guys.
You want to know how he really feels about it? Listen to the bonus show.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Best thing in the world ever. Nothing bad about it at all. Nobody 2023 says, well, I'm back. Nice podcast. I love it as always. However, Foxy, you're wrong about the Turtle Master potions. They're rather useful if you're about to fight a player and you need to tank a lot of damage really fast. There's another drawback besides the slowness in the fact that you need a scoop that takes forever. In fact, me and my friends use the potion so much that we have a turtle hatchery where we breed the turtles and let them go free after they drop their scoot. It's useful potion that can be a lifesaver in PvP. The slowness is bad, but the resistance outweighs it by tenfold. Using Turtle Master in combination with golden apples, added hearts makes you nearly unstoppable. Love the pod. Nobody 2023 committed server-wide genocide because of Turtle Master potion. Nobody, I am not wrong. I have an opinion. My opinion is just as valid as yours, my friend. You can't tell me I'm wrong just because you think you're right. You are right because your opinion is correct for you. I am right because my opinion is correct for me. We can agree to be different on this. I think
somebody clip that.
Turtle Master potions for me, in my experience and for my play style, are a total waste of time, and I don't think they belong in the game. For you, you're a PvP, you like them, great. I don't. Well, I'm not wrong. We're both right.
Okay, I need to clip this moment. This is like 15 minutes into the podcast. I need to put this on my stream deck as a button. Next time me and Foxy have an argument, I'll be like,
but that's true. You can't tell somebody they're wrong for having an opinion. What's your favorite color? Blue. No, you're wrong. It's pink. No, I beg your pardon. No, it isn't. Yours might be. Mine's blue. Shut up.
Now it's green. Your favorite color is green.
Stupid ideas.
Look, you were wearing a green shirt. You got a green screen. You got this. You got that. It's green.
Right.
No, it's not.
You're right. You're right. I can't believe how wrong I was about my favorite thing in my opinion. You're right. I'm sorry, nobody. I'm a moron. Oh man, I'm so wrong. That's just made me rethink my entire life. How many things that I have an opinion on that are just clearly wrong. Oh man.
Well, while you're sitting there thinking about what you did wrong here, I'm gonna talk to Dino Blue. Dino Blue says, "Hi, Foxy and Slack. Just wanted to say that
I thought about it. It didn't last very long, did it?
You both make. I tried to listen to another podcast and didn't even manage 5 minutes. Must be your voices. Anyways, keep it up. Thanks, Dino Blue.
Thanks, Dino Blue. Appreciate it. We do have the best voices. It's a true story.
Oh yeah. You remember early on the podcast we were talking about how our voices, are nail biting,
chainsaw,
and now they're calling you Screaming No Tail. I'm just
yeah, that's my name. Don't worry about. If you would like to feed us some feedback, then come around my house, wear a mask. I've been poorly, and or be more sensible and just send it in the Discord or fill in the feedback form on the blockupdate.com website. But we prefer to have it served like warm and friendly.
Yeah, not like a barbecued hot dog with barbecue sauce, like that Jay person. No,
jeez,
no, jeez.
Right. News. We got a bunch of news. Slack. We got a whole bunch of news actually, but fortunately most of it's total junk, so it's fine. The first bit of news is Minecraft Bedrock 1.20.32 hotfix came out, and that fixed the thingy text modifier, overwriting text when it's next to a line break. It fixed an issue causing the keyboard to become unresponsive when placing multiple signs. Buttons on some other non-full blocks once again prevent spiders and other mobs from spawning on them. And some stuff with the marketplace didn't work very well. So that's good. Nice.
Okay.
Then we got a couple of previews. We got I'm on the wrong page here. That's no good. Get out of it.
You're on the wrong page.
Minecraft beta and preview 1.20.40.24, and in this one, not a lot really.
It's the same stuff that we just read.
Yeah. So they obviously did a preview on it and then thought we can probably just push that out now. So that's weird, but it's exactly the same thing as that was in the hotfix. So
hold on. Okay, so the hotfix went out on October 4th. When did the preview go out? I'm just curious. I'm
October
looking at this stuff. Right. Good.
Good job.
Good job.
Amazing.
Good job.
Right. Okay. The next beta and preview, geez, let's scroll to the top, is Minecraft beta and preview 1.20.50.20, which means the 1.20.40s must be winging their way to us relatively quickly. And this has got some big old changes in it. As you normally get at the beginning of a fresh minor update cycle, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Not quite as much in this one, but some very interesting things. First thing is, that Realms have had a massive, massive update. So Minecraft Realms for Bedrock and Java Edition haven't got any better, but you can now have a free one. If you've already got a realm, you get a whole free realm that you can either play in the Minecraft snapshots on Java editions or the Minecraft beta/preview on Bedrock edition, allowing more people to play in the preview and the snapshots of the game for free on a server environment. So hopefully they can squash more bugs doing that. So that, I think that's great.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, really nice. I wish we had a picture for this next one. The how to play, the how to play section of Bedrock Edition that no one knows about because it's squirreled away in the menus, but then some people always remind you, well, it's in the how to play section.
Yep.
Yeah, it's had a complete remodeling and it's now called the Encyclopedia screen. They've fixed some spelling mistakes in it, removed obsolete references to old world, and added netherite related items to show how to play descriptions. So basically, it's had a big old update. And now it's an encyclopedia instead of how to play. And now, Slack, decorated pots now have a use. They can hold up to a stack of items, a single stack of items, but a whole stack of items. They can be used with hoppers and hopper minecarts and droppers to insert or extract items from them. They can be read with comparators to determine how much they've got in them. But the only way you can get your items out of them, other than a hopper, is to smash them to bits. And I kind of like that.
This really feels like bundles.
Well, it's not, because you can't carry it with you with the items in it.
Give it time. Give it time.
I think this is great. The best games are games that have little, like, terracotta pots in them, and you go around smashing the pots, and things pop out of them, and you get them. Any sort of mini game or, like, adventure game or RPG that's got smashable crates and pots in that you get items from, I think are fantastic. So this just opens up the ability to be able to do that, like in vanilla,
I think
without
it's cool.
requiring mods and stuff like that. I think it's great. I think it's really good fun. So
I think it's a nice change, yeah.
But I think in reality, in most people's vanilla worlds, their pots are just going to be filled with random junk they found on the floor, bits of dye, grass, flowers, arrows, bits of bones, and rotten flesh. Just anything that you got, I'll just shove it in one of those pots. It's fine.
Yeah,
don't have to look at it again.
And you won't even know what's in it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then you'll accidentally drop some diamonds into one of them and be like, which one's it in? Smash them all to bits to find your diamonds.
You could have a lottery shop. You pay to go into the shop and you get to break a block. Yep. Like your whole thing you did with the barrels, you could have done with pots.
Now, if you could dispense a clay pot and make it stand up like a kind of shulker box and then drop some items in there, randomize that could be a really fun mechanic.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Put that in a good idea, Ben.
Yeah. Next, in gameplay, we have armor trims can now be applied to custom armor, which is fantastic. So that's really good. I came across that problem when I was trying to do my magnet boots add-on thing. So now, you can put armor trims on custom armor, which is great as well. Phantoms will no longer miss players who are gliding. I don't know how that works, but it sounds like Phantoms just got a whole bunch more accurate. And
actually, the Phantoms are a whole lot broke right now. Just stand on a path block; they can't hit you.
Be prepared to see everything in trees because they've decreased the likelihood of players spawning above leaves, which I think will mean that everything's just going to spawn on leaves now.
Great. Treepers, yay!
Treepers are back.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's true or not, but it just say if they've been fiddling with that one always comes back. Tree creepers, iron golems, pillagers, all of those, they'll all come back spawning on leaves, and they'll be like, oh, all the emerald farms are broke again.
I'm looking at the changelog here for the next one, the villager raid one.
What?
Witches spawned via spawn eggs now join raids and throw potions at raiders, and raid mobs now join existing raids.
Yes.
I guess some people want to test out in creative, I guess, maybe, and see that one just feels weird, but kind of makes sense.
It's kind of like if you spawn villagers from a spawn egg, villagers won't get a job from a spawn egg. I was trying this, Bruno put out that video about villagers, really easy ways to deal with villagers on Java Edition. And I basically replied, this just won't work on Bedrock Edition. So I went into a flat world, got some villager spawn eggs, and I spammed in thousands of them, and not a single one would get a job. Not a single one. So, yeah.
Good job.
I think more testing with stuff like that is a good idea because things like that should work. Especially if you are like set dressing, if you're making things in creative that you want to be played by people in survival, you need to be able to put in villagers. I mean, can you imagine making a marketplace map and going, right, I've got to find a village now in this void world to get a villager to actually get, so it can have a profession? That's not right.
Wow. No, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Or cure a zombie, obviously, but or a zombie villager either. So yeah, things like that I think are important. What else we got?
Your players can now download worlds larger than 1 gigabyte from a realm.
Oh, have I skipped that? Yeah. So if you got, that was a big problem for people. My realm's gone over 1 gigabyte. What can I do about it? Nothing. Now you can download it onto your Xbox and play it as a single player world and re-upload it again. So that's good news. And then there's a bunch of other little bits and bobs here that I'm not going to go into. But if you would like to find out all of the amazing changes in this changelog, then you can click on the link in the description below and find out for yourself. Because I can't be bothered. Okay? Jesus, loads of it.
Suspicious sand no longer generates encode ocean runes?
No. Suspicious sand, difficult to get. Even more difficult to get. Oh, and their bloom toggle on the deferred graphics thing's got a slider now, so you can actually change the intensity of the bloom, which is really useful in a system that's total junk and doesn't work. Right, that is it for that. I don't think we've had any Java Edition snapshots that I'm aware of, and if we have, I haven't written them down. Is this one?
The one went out today with the same stuff. Yep,
same stuff. Yeah, exactly the same thing. So, link will be in the description for that one as well. In fact, I should just probably write that into our little news thing here so that I don't forget. It's time for the big news, though, Slack. It's time for the very big news. The news that's quite old news now because we had a week off due to reasons.
Huh.
There's going to be another mob vote, and we know what the mobs are going to be and what they're going to do, and everybody's already doing that thing they did last time and assuming everything about them and not getting getting all the wires crossed and making decisions.
You mean content creators are threatening their audience and other content creators that they need to vote for this mob and not this mob, and if you do, you're this or that? Yeah,
and what's really good fun, Slack, it was all leaked early. You know, when they did the announcement that the videos were going to come out. They leaked it. Somebody leaked it.
Yep.
So we already knew it was going to be the crab, the armadillo, and the penguin. However, there were 2 leaks. One of them said it was going to be the crab and 2 other things as well that were wrong. That was a fake one, but there were 2 leaks. And they kind of got the information out there before Mojang did. So, quick rundown of what the mobs are going to be. We're going to have the crab, which has a big old crab hand or crab claw that you can get. It will wave at players, and if you manage to get one of the crab claws, it says find one. So, I don't think you get one from killing the crab potentially, but if you manage to find one, then you will allow you to place blocks further away when building, it says. It doesn't say destroy blocks further away when mining. It doesn't say how many blocks further away. It doesn't mention the fact that Java Edition and Bedrock Edition already have different reach distances. And if you're playing on a phone or an iPad or something like that, you've got an even longer reach distance. So we don't know how this will affect all of the devices. But it does seem so far that the crab seems to have the winning votes on everything that I've seen online so far. What do you think about the
everything
crab
I've seen? Well, you were talking about how, people are already assuming this and that. There was assumptions that it was going to have longer reach, and there was somewhere on Twitter that I read last night. They translated the information that's out on the Chinese version,
right?
And they specifically say that no, you won't get extra reach in mining in that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just placing blocks.
Yeah, just placing blocks. Which
how's that work? How can you hold a block and the claw unless it's in your offhand? In which case, it's just more stuff messing about with your offhand.
Well, exactly. Okay, so let's just say that it comes to Bedrock and it is an offhandable thing, and it helps you place blocks longer. Okay, that's not bad. Now let's reverse that. Let's go to Java, where they already got offhand ability. A lot of people like to run blocks in one hand, pick in the other. No, you want to reach further? Sorry, you can't put the blocks in your offhand. You got to hold the crab claw in your offhand now.
Yeah. So there's that problem. But the other problem with Bedrock offhand is the fact that there's no hotkey for it. So it's into your inventory, take the item out, put it in, Or do that annoying thing like it does with arrows and rockets where you shift click them off your hotbar and it shoots up into your thing when you don't want it to. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, well, what's the next mob?
The armadillo, Slack, who lives in the savanna biome, and if you startle it, it will curl up into a blocky ball. The armadillo also drops a scoot that you can use to craft a new type of armor, wolf armor, which will give your pet wolf some extra protection.
Is this that thing that I've also seen people complaining about on Twitter that, what was it? One of the developers were like, hey, we need to give items multi-purpose, yet we already got a version of the scoot in the game, but let's get another mob that drops
green
another
scoots and brown scoots.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing with this. Will they just go, okay, the turtle scoot can also be used to do wolf armor as well and combine it? Why have two scoots that do two different things? Because that's confusing. Or will there be a green scoot and a brown scoot? Scoot. I don't know.
I don't know.
It would make sense for it to just be the one, but if that's the case, then that completely takes the point of the armadillo away, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I do like that there's something new to the savannah.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it gives dog armor, but I think wolf armor is... some people are going to really like that because some very few players actually takes their dogs with them on adventures, but realistically, it's like horse armor. You use it if you find it, but you don't care, do you? Because you're never riding the horse. Your dogs live at home. You sit them down and they stay, and that's all you do. You don't take them on. The only time you ever take them on a journey is when you're getting them back from where you found them. So I just kind of think that one's a little bit pointless as well. Although it would be nice to see a little armadillo running about.
I mean, that'd be like saying that the camel's pointless. People only bring it in from thousands of blocks away to put it in a pen and never touch it again.
Well, it is pointless. It's a totally pointless mob.
Yeah, it's pointless. Yeah, I agree.
And then the mob that I like the most, just in terms of what I would like to see in terms of a mob in Minecraft, not the effects, not what you get from it, but the mob I would most like to see out of all these three, just actually kicking about in the world, is the penguin. It's a social mob. You'll find it waddling around Stony Shores biome, a little clumsy on the land, and it's a strong swimmer, and when it's in the water, it's helpful too because this amphibious mob can help boost your boat travel faster. And this has led to some really crazy, bizarre ideas. People now think that their ice boat roads are suddenly going to be mega quick because the penguin's going to basically do what dolphins do with dolphins' grace, and you're going to be able to just park them in the wall and drive past them and go faster. Some people think you need to have the penguin in the boat for the boat to go faster. Nobody knows is the answer. I would assume that it's just when your boat's in the water and you're around a penguin, just like when you're with a dolphin, there's a chance of getting a speed boost and it'll last a couple of seconds and it'll go away again.
But they will not be the same. Bedrock and Java will not get the same thing because when we got the dolphins, they got Dolphins Grace. That's something that's reliable. You can count on it. You can set up things to it. And on Bedrock Edition, there's a dolphin. You might go fast. You might not.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think the only mob here that offers any real utility is the crab. And that really is only for people on Java Edition, because if it's one block extra reach, it's really not worth having. And then it just brings Java in line with Bedrock Edition anyway. They're not going to take a block reach away from Bedrock Edition in order to then bring it in line with Java Edition. So I don't know.
And then you got other devices. Let's take the PC Bedrock Edition. I can reach out. I can't remember the exact number. Let's say it's 6. Okay, the console can only reach out 5. The phone can reach out 7.
Yeah,
the phone can reach out 1 more than the PC, and the Xbox is 1 less than the PC. It's already a broken system, and now you're wanting to. No.
So, I think the crab will win. I think that will happen. Win. Because I don't think the armadillo is really going to get the kids' vote. I know kids are probably more likely to have wolves and want wolf armor, but in terms of those actual 3 things, I don't think kids are going to really align with armadillos as much as they are penguins and crabs. So I think it will come down to between either of those two, personally, in the mob vote.
No.
But it depends who votes. And speaking of voting, oh my goodness. Okay, so we discussed last time our Our thoughts on that and the fact that realistically they should get rid of the mob vote because it just creates a massively diverse community. It also causes tons and tons of problems for developers because the developers get all of the anger, and we'll get into that with a couple of tweets in a minute.
And they have turned it up this year, haven't they?
They have. There is now a petition that has been signed by over 300 and wow, it's just shot up. 370,000 people have signed a petition to stop the mob vote and put an end to the scrapping of great ideas. But before you get all carried away and go and sign this petition is wrong in so many ways. Okay, so this petition doesn't say stop the mob vote because it's causing divisive issues with the communities and because it's causing problems for developers. This says we don't want you to put the other mobs that we don't like in the bin, and we want all three mobs, which is a stupid thing. They're not going to just go, oh, well, if we're not having a mob vote, here's 3 random mobs for you. If there's no mob vote, there's no special mob. It's as simple as that.
Yep.
The issue here is put an end to the scrapping of great ideas. Look at King B Dog's tweet here. With the caravan, hang on. You must be misinformed. The losers are not lost forever. They're put into the ideas library where there will be. We will implement them later when the time is right, with the clarification that when the time is right could mean any time from now until the end of the universe. There's no telling when the right time is, but it's good to have these filed as popular ideas the community seem to like. So
that's not what they said when the mob vote started.
Well, no, and they didn't say that with the bottom ones. They changed their mind like they changed the trousers over at Mojang. But the fact is, that's their current stance. And this isn't saying stop the mob vote because it's bad for the community. This is saying we just want all the mobs. Now,
I'm not trying to pick a fight with King B-Dubs here, but I remember on the very first mob vote where we had the Phantom, the Nom Nom thing out of the earth, and the King Blaze, they said, pick one because the others are going away and never coming back.
Yeah, but they did come back. One of them came back in Minecraft Dungeon Slack, remember? Yeah, the whole thing's a big mess. I think they really need to... I think that even just going back to this, they don't give you enough information about how things will work to actually make an informed decision on voting. And they don't give you enough information. I mean, they're on Twitter, they're talking to you, they're doing all this, they've got all these trailers, they've got all this time and effort and marketing put into it, but they're not actually getting you the information you need to know. Like, if the popular opinion is one goes in, the others go in the bin, then, and that's wrong, then they need to make sure people know that, because that's the reason people are getting so upset about this. If it was like the biome votes with one gets in now, the other 2 will come later, there's less frustration then. There's less worry, you know?
Well, we've talked about this in great detail. The mob, I don't like what the mob vote does to the community. That's and as soon as they started announcing it, you already seen it. I mean, just for content creators, we know, you know. Oh, you need to vote for this mob.
Yeah.
Oh no, you need to vote for this mob. It's a division, and it causes arguments, and it literally causes arguments because it causes fights because some people take this game that serious, you know, and
it does. It causes massive amounts of problems, and it causes big problems for the developers. So going back to Twitter for a second, now King B Dogs did have a big old tweet thread that's now been deleted, all about how. So basically, there's a lot of comments and there's a lot of things out there going, why not add all 3? You're just lazy. Why can't you be bothered to add all 3? And he went into really long detail on a really long thread about the entire process of developing something for Minecraft. And it was really interesting, but he's deleted it, sadly, because no one cared. They wrote all of this stuff, he put it out there, and then I think the main reply to the guy he was replying to was, nah, just being lazy. I could do that in a day type thing. And I think his response to it being deleted was, well, you're not going to listen to me regardless of whether I tell you how it happened, so what's the point? And I can understand that. He's so deflated by the responses to that. And the other person that is as well is Sliced Lime. Slice Slime wrote on X, sorry, not Twitter. If you barge into my replies with something completely off topic, like some petition or other Snapshot questions, then don't be surprised if you end up blocked or muted. Twitter has become unmanageable enough on a good day. I don't need the extra noise. Absolutely fair enough. He is a human being. Yes, he's a developer at Mojang. Yes, he works on the game, but that doesn't give you, as somebody at home, any entitlement at all to just barrage them, no matter what they've been writing about, telling them how angry you are and what you want out of the game. Yet, Emperor Palpatine, I don't know if you've heard of them. I think they're in Star Trek. Says, you say on your biome that you're a Minecraft developer, meaning this is your official account. Therefore, we have all the rights to ask you anything about Minecraft. And might I also suggest looking up the definition of social media? What a moron. What an absolute moron. You have you have the right to talk to anyone you want, but you have no right to demand anything from anybody. Doesn't matter whether he works for Minecraft or not, or whether that's on his bio. It doesn't make him the person at Minecraft that's there to field all your stupid questions and responses. He just works there. If he wants to write a post about, I took this picture while I was on holiday, and you decide to write, it's not fair, we want this in Minecraft, or we want all 3 mob votes, then you're going to get blocked for good reason. You have no entitlement. Who do you think you are?
Is blocking still going to work on there? Because I remember a big controversy with X here recently was they were going to do away with the blocking.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I feel so bad for them. I honestly do. We think it's bad getting the occasional sort of not very nice comment on our YouTube videos. These guys get this day in, day out, no matter what platform they go on. There's no wonder they don't want to do anything with these updates. There's no wonder they don't like taking any risks or putting anything crazy out there, because they get this. They get this over and over and over again. And like I said earlier, I bet these guys hate the mob vote more than we do.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's my vote time again. Yay.
So,
there we go.
I mean, if it was up to me, I'd say just don't go on social media, but they can't. That's their jobs. It's their livelihood. It's how they make contacts. It's how they network. It's how they move from one job to another, or meet new people, or meet the right people. It's awful. So, yeah. And this all comes back to this once a year stupid thing of the mob vote, which isn't going to go away because it's Microsoft's only way of selling this game. It's the only way of hyping it up, because they haven't figured out a way to get people interested as much as they are when they're angry about something and wanting to fight. They've figured out that making people want to fight each other is the best way of getting new players and interest back into the game. And that's sad. That's sad that that's the case.
I mean, what did people say forever about YouTube? Whether somebody thumbs up or thumbs down, it doesn't matter. It's interaction, and interaction drives YouTube.
Yeah.
Whether somebody comments, I like your video, or I dislike it, doesn't matter. It's interaction.
Exactly.
And it just feels like the negative interaction is what they're aiming for now. And it's just...
And 370,000 votes on a petition that doesn't even make any sense is a lot of interaction. It's a lot of people talking. It's getting into news articles. It's getting on there onto YouTube. It's getting into Twitter and X and Threads and all those other things. So yeah, it makes the game not feel so dead when people are talking about it. Man. Oh man. It sucks. It really sucks. But what else are they going to do? The only way they could fix this is to go back to actually having a decent Minecraft live show, building up hype around an actual place where you can go to, meet your favorite YouTubers, meet your favorite developers, learn about the game like you used to, and actually have some good stuff coming in the game. But I tell you what, I think the thing that's killed Minecraft more than anything else, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately, is Bedrock Edition. I think Bedrock Edition has killed Minecraft. And you might argue, well, no, actually, Bedrock Edition has brought in millions of players who would never have had access to Minecraft. So actually, it's made it the biggest game in the world. And it has, to a certain extent. But it's also meant that they can't do anything with Minecraft. There's 2 reasons. One is they're developing for everything twice on 2 completely different platforms, on 2 completely different engines that don't work the same as each other, and one of them's incredibly limited. And the reason it's limited is because it's incredibly optimized in order to work on all of these devices that they have to support going back to the dark ages, because they're worried that people at the other end of Timbuktu with iPhones that they found, on the back of a lorry might not be able to run the latest version of Minecraft. Fine. Set your expectations, set your standards. But if you're holding back at that end to make sure everybody has a good experience on Bedrock Edition on any device, then the one at the top that, is played on the PCs on the high-end devices can't progress. It can't go forward because it's held back by the one at the bottom. And Bedrock, as much as we play it, we love it, we like it in a lot of aspects compared to Java
But we know
Edition.
it's held back.
But it is.
We know why it's held back.
It is, and it's holding the other one back. So I think if Microsoft hadn't put their eggs into that basket, if they had kept it as a pocket edition, a cut down version, Java Edition would be in a totally different place to where it is today. And when you've been playing modded Minecraft like I have for the last few weeks, and you can see where the game could be, you've got this really amazing situation here. You've got a game that's been developed for so long that's at the top, the best game in the world. Everybody plays it. And then someone's made the exact same game but better. You go, 10 years have gone on. This is where it could be, but it's still there. It hasn't moved. No quality of life stuff. Nothing to actually improve the game other than a few extra mobs, a few extra blocks, and a couple of extra biomes. It hasn't moved on. It hasn't moved on because it can't, because it's held back. And obviously they've got this really big game, and there's a lot of pressure. If we change it too much, it's going to break. But they need to change it significantly in order to keep it going.
Well, then you were talking about how in the Minecraft Live, the live show, they need to make it about Minecraft again. Was it this week's news, last week's news? Have we already covered it, that they're done with the other version?
Dungeons?
Yeah, Dungeons. Did we cover
Dungeons
that yet?
is dead. I think we briefly went over it a couple of podcasts ago.
Okay. So what do they got left?
Legends.
I mean, Minecraft Earth died.
Yeah.
Legends is going to die too. It had probably one of the worst starts ever.
Yeah, but they're pushing it at the moment, aren't they? I bet there'll be a lot of stuff about all of this new stuff in Legends that makes the game loads better. They'll try really hard to push that again and at least try and make some money from it.
So Minecraft Live is going to be 90% Legends.
Yeah.
And 2 minutes of showing us a hint. Maybe even
and don't forget,
of something.
A hint of not what's coming in the next update, but what's coming, snippets of what's coming in Minecraft's future is the way they phrased it.
Yeah, because that's exactly what we got last time. We got the stuff before the update. We actually didn't know hardly anything about the update till it got here. Yeah.
Well, the stuff that they put in this Minecraft live show might not be in for another 2 or 3 years, depending on how the development cycles go. So there's no guarantees on anything. And that's the problem. They're not giving us anything to hook ourselves into other than this mob vote, which is why everyone's getting so riled up and excited about this mob vote, because the only thing we've got to get excited about. And it's only exciting if it's going your way.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Penguin and you can see in every poll that it's losing, why do you even care, right?
Exactly.
Why? Well, the mob that I want, the what I would love to have out of Minecraft is not coming, so why should I even care? Yeah.
Yeah. So
quit splitting the community.
Yeah, I don't know how they solve these problems. I really don't know how they solve these problems. I think it would be massively divisive to the community, but I think they should go back to Java Edition being Minecraft and Bedrock Edition being called Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and just saying, we're really sorry, you've still got Bedrock Edition, but it ain't ever going to be as good as Java Edition because we just can't squeeze all of these new things we want to add into this game to keep the game alive. There, and the thing that gets me is, as much as it is so enabling for everybody, console, phone, Fire Stick, whatever you can play Minecraft on, it's so enabling for those people. It's no different to any other game. All of the thing that gets me when I like this Create series that I'm doing, still get all these comments go, it's not fair, I can't play it, I can only play Bedrock Edition. Yeah, I get it, but that's no different from anything else in your life or any other game that's ever existed. I want to play Starfield, but I haven't got an Xbox or a PC. Well, tough, you can't play it then.
I want to play Zelda, but I don't have the stupid Nintendo
The
Switch. You know,
I want to drive to school, but I haven't got a car. You know, tough. Life's tough.
I want a steak and potatoes, but steak costs like $20 a pound right now. You know,
Yeah.
it's just.
I want to watch this movie, but it's only on Amazon Prime, and I've only got Netflix. Tough.
Here's a question for you. If they did that, if they're like, okay, this is Bedrock, this is the epitome of what it's going to always be a knockdown version of the original Minecraft. We're going to go back to putting full support into this one. This one's going to get features. You'd watch a lot of Bedrock only content creators abandon ship.
Oh yeah, you would. But we went to Bedrock thinking, you know, this is the next big thing. They've gone, hey, Java Edition is going away, and then they changed their minds. And then they went, oh no, Java Edition's not the main version of the game anymore. Bedrock is. And we thought, right, we're going to get in ahead of the game here and build up content on this version of the game no one else is, because this is the one that's going to be the big one. And it just isn't. And it never will.
It isn't. No.
And while it exists,
no.
and while they're saying it's got to be the same as Java Edition, but still never gets there, Java Edition's never going to get any better either, because it can't. Because this is why I'm so annoyed that this thread from King B Dogs got deleted, because it went into detail about how difficult it was porting all of these new ideas over. The reason they don't have time to put the 3 mobs from the mob vote into the game instead of 1 is because it's too much to not just code it completely for 2 different things, but then they've got to test it on all of the different things Bedrock can be played on, and it takes forever. It went into such detail into like how hard it is. And I get it, because they're trying to make a production quality new thing, but they've got to make sure it works on, you know, this feather that I found in the garden that I want to play Minecraft on. Oh, there's a worm there there's a microchip. I wonder if I can play Minecraft on that. Oh, the warden doesn't work as well on that. This is rubbish. This is a stupid game.
Oh, you tried to open a portal to another dimension? No. Crashes. Somebody's phone just melted. Can't do that.
So yeah, I'm not saying that Bedrock is bad. Bedrock has enabled Minecraft to be played by millions of people, and in a perfect world, they'd both be the same. The problem is it's too limited, and it's holding Minecraft as a whole back. Minecraft cannot move on, get bigger, get better, and keep up with our expectations as the players that have been playing it for all these years. The only way it's hanging on to its player base and players is by drawing in new players that don't have expectations, and that won't last forever.
Sorry, the live we're obviously live recording this, and the mic over there in chat said there are plenty of people who only play Bedrock even if Java is better, and those people still need YouTube videos to learn how to play. But that would be all you would get. There, you would have some content creators who would still stick around and still do their SMPs on Bedrock Edition. But unless they're racking out videos that make them money and views, if new features to Minecraft were only going to come to Java and not to Bedrock anymore, you're going to watch so many of those Bedrock only people abandon ship and go straight to Java.
The thing is, when it was Pocket Edition, there were still YouTubers out there making Pocket Edition tutorials, making Pocket Edition videos. You could still get that information. The confusion came about when they said, this is not Pocket Edition anymore. This is Bedrock Edition, and it's the same game. That's when the confusion started, because it wasn't, and it still isn't.
No,
if they kept that line saying, this is Pocket Edition and it's different, you wouldn't have any confusion over, oh, well, that's a Java Edition video, this is a Pocket Edition video. Because all the videos for Pocket Edition used to be labeled Pocket Edition, and now they're just labeled Minecraft. And that's the problem. So,
well, even if you go to upload a video onto YouTube to this day, or even if you go live on Twitch, are you playing, upload a video on YouTube, choose the game category. Are you playing Minecraft? Are you playing Minecraft Pocket Edition? Are you playing Minecraft Java Edition? Or you know, they're different. They really are. And pretending they're all the same is like saying every human being's the same, because we're not.
Yeah, it's it just doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work. And if this is how it's going to continue, then something needs to change. So, or they either need to go, right, we're not supporting any device that's older than 5 years old now, and it's got to have at least this amount of RAM and this amount of graphics so that we can bring it in line with the other one, or they need to go back to, no, that's Pocket Edition. It's not the same.
Well, haven't games like, let's take Grand Theft Auto 5. It's evolved from platform to platform, and the old ones have been, they either keep what they got and they can't get updated no more, but you can't get on with the new ones. It started out as an Xbox 360 game, and now it's one of the most popular PC games out there. But it's constantly evolving, and they discontinue stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tricky. Tricky. Right, anyway, that's enough of us moaning about Minecraft. It's time to moan about Minecraft by going into the Bugdate and find out all of the problems that we've got with the game. Jeez, do you want to start us off, Slack?
Bugdate. Let's click the button here. Let's see what kind of bugs we got this week. From Muffin, they say, there's a cheaty bug my realm member discovered last night. If you break Skulk right now with Silk Touch, you still get the XP and the blocks, so you can lay the blocks down again and break them and still get endless XP.
They fixed it. It's fixed in the preview, so get it while you can, because it's fixed.
God, I got nothing. No.
Meerkat says, hey, Foxy and Slack, I've been experiencing an issue where I cannot edit text on signs intermittently. I've had it where some signs will and just others won't. You need to click off the sign on PC with the mouse to get out of the edit UI when you encounter this issue. I've searched here and it appears to be tracking under this one. So we've got a bug report for that. So that's good. Hopefully they'll fix that problem as well. I think there was something mentioned in one of the changelogs.
It says it's fixed in 1.20.40.
Oh, well, there you go then. Problem solved.
Oh, God. Here's the barbecue hot dog person again. Maribel Jades up says, I'm hating the new update. The lag is unreal. I play Bedrock UHC every week with friends in a locally hosted world. And the past 2 weeks, there have been massive lag spikes just minutes into the game.
Yeah, it happens from time to time. We get an update that just causes problems like this. Don't forget, they're doing so much under the hood with Bedrock to try and bring it into parity with Java. You've got to expect there's going to be problems like this because they're throwing them out so fast. Hopefully they'll get that resolved. We've had a few of those lately and they have fixed them, so fingers crossed this will get fixed pretty quickly. Uma-chan says, search the Jira, couldn't locate this bug. When you activate your Elytra as you're entering a water elevator, you get stuck in the swimming animation and are unable to activate a pressure plate at the top of the elevator because your feet are unable to reach the pressure plate. Sometimes instead of swimming animation, you get stuck crouched and still unable to reach the pressure plate to activate it. For context, I have a water bubble elevator with pressure plates and gates for entering and exiting each floor. Oof. They had a lot of animation issues since we got this new crouching thing, didn't they? Haven't they?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, craziness. Oh boy, we got the Jade person up again. Jeez, it feels like it's getting harder to use custom packs. I have to pick between one RTX pack, and my 4 little custom skin packs. The game hangs and won't load if I have those enabled.
Oof.
They go oof.
It works perfectly, Jade. I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah. Why don't you try putting some barbecue sauce on it? Might help it.
Lorenzo says, we've got a video for this one as well. The enchantment glint is showing us solid blocks of material. This is on the Google Pixel Android version of the game, 1.20.31. And it says, not happening with server mates playing on non-Android devices, but it happens on the server-based worlds as well as single-player worlds on my local device. And basically, if you're looking at the video, if you can see this, you're not listening during the podcast, all of the armor that is enchanted is just solid glinty blocks, which is not ideal. And there is a bug report for this one here as well, which is nice to see. Thank you very much, Lorenzo, for sharing the bug report. I should put it in the show notes.
Zenman. It's up next and says, Hopper minecarts take too long to lock with an activator rail. No, they don't. Just do it right. Anyways, I found this bug after a recent update added parity to allow Hopper minecarts to suck music discs out of the jukebox. This broke my micro auto jukebox farm, a jukebox player, in a way that should have been fixed by switching the rail under the jukebox with an activator rail. I use a Hopper minecart to collect ejected discs so they go straight back into the system. Activator rails, detector rails, and all that. They work. Just saying.
Well, apparently not.
What's all right? Let's look at their complaint. Hold on, because the you can lock a hopper minecart. A lot of people don't know this. You can actually lock it with an activator rail, and you cannot unlock it again until it goes back over an activator rail, or you power and unpower it.
When they're talking about activator rail, do they mean detector rail? Because an activator rail is not a detector rail.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because it says here, place the jukebox 1 block up in the air, place an activator rail directly below the jukebox, put a hopper minecart on the activator rail. Rail should be unpowered at this point. Put a disc in the jukebox, watch the jukebox briefly power the activator rail. No, you can't power an activator rail.
Yeah, you can. You can.
Really?
But that's going to lock it, because you just powered from the jukebox down. That activator rail is now locked, which is going to lock that hopper minecart. The only way to unlock that hopper minecart is to power that rail again.
But why would you have it on an activator rail? What for?
Don't ask me. But don't ask me. That's how we did the speedy item sorter.
Activator rails make entities come out of minecarts. They have nothing to do with hopper minecarts. Detector rails will, and powered rails will. I think they mean powered rail. And I've had issues with power rail. In fact, my base on Truly Bedrock season, whichever one was the last one in the mountain, I had all sorts of issues with power rail, not actually switching the tracking
it's
front
activator rails.
Quickly enough.
It's activator rails that lock hopper minecarts. Yeah.
No,
you can lock a hopper
minecart. Lock hopper minecarts.
Tell you, looking at the stupid strings now.
Activate rails, just make it wobble. You can't give them redstone. It's totally different rail.
Telling you, activator rails lock a hopper minecart.
Well, they shouldn't, because they're not redstone.
But they do. That's been in the game. Like, I had this argument here a while back. That's been in the game since like .12 now.
Well, maybe, it is powerable. It can eject players and mobs from regular minecarts and lock and unlock hopper minecarts. Okay,
that's how it works.
Right. Well, I would have used a power rail, not a powered rail, a detector rail, personally.
Yeah, they're complaining about an. I'm sorry, Zen Man, but that's exactly how it works with an activator rail.
Well.
If you have a hopper minecart, okay, go over a powered activator rail. That hopper minecart is locked. I don't care if you sprinkle 8 million items in front of it and it runs right over them. It will not pick it up.
But I think
until
what
it
they're
goes
saying
over
is
another one.
The idea is once the jukebox finished playing, it gives a redstone output, right? So they're obviously using that to unpower the activator rail so that the hopper minecart isn't sucking the music disc out while it's playing and only does once it's finished playing. That makes sense to me. Because
if they've got the redstone right, but I don't see pictures of their redstone.
No, but with the bug state, I've turned it off now, but the bug status was confirmed. So I think they've just not explained it very well.
Golden Helmet responded down there. The activator rail completely locks the hopper minecart if it's powered. That's how it's supposed to work.
Right, well, okay. Well,
that's how it's supposed to work.
Right. Well, somebody's wrong here or somebody's getting the wires crossed. But anyway, if you've got a bug and you want to tell us about it, you can do by filling out the feedback form on our website or joining our Discord. And we really do appreciate the bug reports so we can get just as confused about them as you do. Jeez. This week's tip of the week is from Guyver, who says, when manual tree farming in one spot, avoid getting obnoxiously large trees by using a hoe to quickly clear all of the leaf blocks before planting a new sapling. So there you go. Speaking of tips of the week, we need some more of those. If you want to send us your Minecraft top tips, then send them to our feedback form on the website. Don't put them in the Discord. Don't email us to them. Don't DM us. Fill in the feedback form. Choose, I think there is either a tip option or an other option. Throw them in there, and then I will add them to our secret tip of the week document, and then we can add them in to our podcast. And we really do like them. There's been some fantastic ones, but we are very much running out. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. Okay. To get them in.
Well, my life tip of the week is if you have snarky feedback or suggestions or crazy wish list ideas, sending them in on a week where one of us is sick is a great idea.
True. Yeah, it's very, very
Also, we nightly ask that you go to the
nightly
block update,
patreon.com
on Patreon. Yeah.
Nightly. Every night. Don't
nightly.
just set an alarm, right? And record that bit of the podcast and just play it every night. So I don't have to.
Hey Alexa, set an alarm for everybody to subscribe to the block update.
Oh,
hey
geez.
Google, set an alarm
no.
for everybody to subscribe to the block update.
Stop it. Right, Slack, it's time for our week in Minecraft. What have you been up to, bud?
Minecraft?
Yes.
Oh, that game we talk about.
Yeah.
Well, occasionally I log on to Slackville and play Minecraft to the full limitation of Bedrock Edition's abilities and wish that I could do more. Yep. But I'm just doing basics.
Oh, okay. What do you wish you could do?
A lot of things that make me want to play Java.
Like what?
The ability to offhand, the ability to fly out of water, the ability to do there's things about Java I absolutely love. The smoother block animation breaking, the movement of the tools. It's just and then more. Like, you've been talking about modded Minecraft and other people have, and there's crap all for Bedrock Edition for mods. And any mod that's out there is just a knockoff of a Java mod. And it's got me debating my future with Bedrock sometimes, it's like, what's the point? What's the point? So honestly, that's kind of drove me to not play as much Minecraft the last 2 weeks, to be honest with you.
Not fair enough. Not much to tell then.
No, not really. Not really at all.
Well, I have been playing probably more Minecraft this last couple of weeks than I have done in a long time. And I have an admission to make. And that is that I am bored to the back teeth of vanilla Minecraft. It does nothing for me. It is a stale, boring game, in my opinion. And that sounds bad, being a Minecraft podcast, but when I've been playing this mod series, so I started a new series a few weeks ago called, just Modded Minecraft Create series. And the main mod in there is the Create mod, but there's a whole bunch of mods I added. And I didn't want anything that would totally unbalance the game. I didn't want like crazy weapons and crazy armor and crazy bosses and all that sort of stuff. I just wanted Minecraft to feel more alive. So I added in a whole bunch of changes to world generation and new biomes. I added a whole bunch of the main one is Alex's mobs, which adds in a whole bunch of new, just passive mobs, some hostile mobs as well, but other mobs. And I added some new things that add in new structures. And there's one called Pillager Invasion that just adds in all of these random like castles and taverns and places where pillagers hang out. And the contrast of playing Minecraft in vanilla to this is just, it's unbelievable. It makes you really realize how stale and uninteresting a Minecraft world is. And considering the current quest of Mojang is to get us all going out and exploring, and we've moaned about on the podcast so many times, there's nothing to see. I've been to that biome a million times. I've been to a desert temple a million times. I've been to a pillager outpost a million times. There's nothing new. There's nothing interesting. There's 6 types of tree, or maybe 7 now. I can't remember. When you play modded and you've got all of these things, you don't have to go 10 feet before you find something interesting. A little pillager camp in the woods with a campfire and a couple of villagers trapped in it. And some whales, just floating around in the ocean. One of them maybe killing a squid. A crayfish attacking an octopus. Just things happening in the world that don't normally happen. A bird flies by, a crow, a seagull comes and pinches one of your sandwiches out your pocket. Just things happen in the world all the time. And not only that, but just changing a few biomes and a few rules so that like you can go to a biome that's full of spruce trees or oak trees, but they've all got different colored leaves. And some of them look like autumn and some of it looks like winter. And so it's just such a wonderful experience. And I can't understand why Minecraft isn't there. why isn't Minecraft offering us this? Because that doesn't change anything. You know, having a few different types of mobs in the world, a few more things, you know, some bears and some goats and some birds and this, that, and the other, doesn't suddenly mean you've got millions of entity and your world's really lagging out, because there's still only a few around you, but there's the variety and they're everywhere you go. So that just, there's always a wow. Wandering down the coast here, there's a lighthouse and there's some villagers' houses around it. Oh, I'm just in the ocean and there's an armada, there's a fleet of ships with either villagers or pillagers on there, and they've got stuff that's worth checking out to see if they've got anything. It's just so alive. And it's just made me think that vanilla Minecraft is just so dead. There's nothing in it. It's just the same thing for the last 10 years. What really has changed? What have we really had added to the game? Well, we got a few nether biomes. We got a few changes and a few new blocks added. We got some armor trims. We got some changes to how villager works. But we've had nothing that brings the world to life. So what I really like about this is not only has it given me a whole new sort of lease of life for a game that was really struggling with, and it's just made me so excited to just open up Minecraft every day, but also the way I think about building everything, not just like farms, but actually how I'm building, because there's such a different way to go about doing these things. There's a framed blocks mod, which I've got, which is just, you can make all of these different shapes of blocks, and they're just a frame. So you can make stairs, slabs, quarters of blocks, slopes, triangles, prisms, all that sort of stuff. And then you can just click it with any other block and it takes that block's texture. So you can create some fantastic looking builds that I'm not a confident builder. I never have been. But with these in my inventory, with these in my arsenal, not only is it really easy to manage because of the way the whole system works, I'm not carrying around 14 different types of, concrete colored stairs and slabs. I'm carrying around just these frame blocks, and then I'm coloring it in, so it's the inventory management side of thing works with that as well. And I can create things I would never have dreamed about creating. And it's given me such a confidence boost to actually build things. And then like farms, using the create mod, how can I make a sea pickle farm that isn't just a normal sea pickle farm? Oh, wow, I can do this, and I can add this machine in here and it gets the sea pickles that way. And if I do this, it improves that. And I can think about Minecraft in a whole new way all over again. And if you cast your mind back far enough, that was what I used to say I love about Bedrock Edition. I love the fact that it's different and I can think about the game differently. I can be the first person to come up with the type of farm that works on Bedrock Edition that no one's thought about, because it was a new version of the game and it didn't work like Java Edition did. So it's just really nice. It's just so nice to go to part of the world and find stuff in it. It's not just like Minecraft. Yeah, it's a sandbox world and there's not supposed to be a great deal in it, but I haven't got my entire life to build that entire world. So to go into it and see some stuff already there and feel like the things I'm building to it are not the only things in the world, but I'm just adding to it, is lovely. It's really nice. I can't feel any different to how I feel.
It's new again, is the biggest thing about it. Bedrock had that magic of, hey, Java farms don't work over here, so we have to do them different. But you've accomplished that. And now it's just rebuilding the same things and redoing the same thing over and over and over again. But with modded, you're getting something new. I guess that's kind of what I'm doing with 7 Days in a way, because it still has building, it still has crafting, it has more fighting aspect into it, honestly. But it's new and I'm enjoying it because I'm still getting to build, I'm still getting to explore, I'm still getting to see different things. So I get it. I understand. 100%.
Jade in the chat says, if you want that armada, why not just build it? Well, because I wouldn't. Because I don't. Why would I just go to a random point in the ocean and just start building a bunch of boats that's nowhere near my base or near anything else? I just wouldn't do that. And not only have I not got the time to do that, I also don't have the confidence because I'm not very good at building boats. I don't have the time to just go and get millions of villagers and move them all in there and fill the barrels full of all sorts of interesting things to get. But to just go and see that and find it and stumble across it's wonderful. You know, if you have that argument, why bother having pillager outposts? Why bother having desert temples? Why bother having desert wells and desert villages? Why bother having anything in Minecraft? Why not everybody just play on a flat world and just build everything from scratch? It's the fact that you are going to areas of the world where you're not settling, where you're not building a base, but there's something interesting there that just makes the game a whole bunch more interesting. And that's when there's so many varieties of those interesting things, rather than it just being the same desert temple and the same village house and the same pillager outpost and the same woodland mansion. When there's so many varieties of all those things, it takes a lot longer to be bored of it, you know? And I found this little tiny camp in the woods, and there's 2 villagers just trapped in these little things, you know, like iron golems are at the pillager outpost, or allays and things like that. And it's got villagers in there, and I've got a mod on there that gives all villagers names. So all of a sudden, you like open up this thing and let the villager out, and it's got a name, and you feel a connection to it. And you're like, I've just rescued Ron. This is brilliant. And you know, you just feel connected to the world in a way that you can't with vanilla Minecraft, and I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, there's no storyline, there's no RPG element, there's no, hey, if you go and do this quest, that's going to happen, which I think I would quite like in certain you know, to a certain extent, although I think that would be really difficult to implement in a sandbox style. But just to develop your own little stories based on these expeditions you go on, you know, it's wonderful. It's so nice. What a game it could have been. And it is, because the modders exist. Now, if I was Microsoft, I would be doing what a lot of other game studios do and going, or Mojang, should I say, but, you know, through Microsoft, I'd be going, we need to buy these modders out. We need to get create mod and add that as a part of the game. Not necessarily the whole game. Okay, let's not fiddle with vanilla Minecraft too much, but let's make that official. Let's tell people this is part of us, and let's monetize that. You want DLC for Java Edition? Oh, well, okay, you pay us an extra $5 and you can have the create mod part of the game, and we'll support it.
Who was that here recently that did that? Oh, Call of Duty, Activision had a field day because somebody else had got a copy of their game and was making modded versions of it, and they shut them down. But then Grand Theft Auto was having the same thing going on, and instead of shutting down the modders, they hired the modders.
Yeah, brought them in. These modders
brought them
doing
into the
massive,
circle.
Loads of stuff for GTA, and they did shut them down at first. They actually did.
Yeah,
they were like, no, can't do that because that's not right. You're basically reselling our game. But now but then they did the sensible thing, and they went, well, they're really good what they're doing. There's a massive following.
They're really good at it.
Let's bring them in. Let's get them working on the, you know, on the actual version of the game, and drive more sales from their hard work and their ability to bring in stuff that we can't. And these modders are doing that. You know, the person that made Alex's mobs, they should be in, and they should be adding all those mobs to the game. The person that made Create, they should be in, and they should be adding all those. All that to the game.
Well, they didn't they literally hire the person that made the Aether?
But they haven't put the Aether in the game, have they?
Exactly.
What did they do? No, they didn't.
Nothing. They've got nothing yet.
nothing at all. They added the Warden over 3 updates.
Yeah, but I mean, it feels like they wouldn't go about it right. I mean, we've got an example of them hiring somebody from the modding community who's done something amazing, and I'm not saying they haven't brought nothing to Minecraft. They've brought something to Minecraft, but at the scale of the development of the game, it's just you're slow.
You're right, because that's they've gone, hey, there's a developer clearly knows what he's doing in terms of modding. Let's hire him and make him part of the vanilla development team. I'm saying they shouldn't do that. They should hire whoever's making these create mods and stuff like that, and say, right, you're now working for us, building create as a part of Minecraft, but it's not part of the vanilla game, but it is DLC, so you can buy it and add it to your world. That's a different situation, and I think that would be good.
That would be really good. Yep.
Right. Okay. And then it'd be kind of like marketplace, but actually how the marketplace should be. Giving you stuff that you want. If the marketplace allowed you to download add-ons or mods, more people would use it, right?
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't.
If you had good mods that worked on the marketplace right now, I'd straight up admit that I'd throw money at it.
Yeah.
But I've looked at the marketplace because I thought, hey, I'll do marketplace content.
There's just so much junk. And there's way too much. There's way too much on the marketplace. If you just had a set list of, hey, these are what are now going to be part of Minecraft, really high quality 4 or 5 mods, and maybe in the future we'll add a few more and add a few more as things come along, and they get developed and they get worked on and they're supported through the versions, then I think that would add a lot, personally. I don't need a Minecraft Dungeons spin-off or a Legends spin-off, but I would very much like this, DLC. Anyway, I could talk about that forever. Well, we are already pushing time on this podcast, and I am not feeling 100%. In fact, when I had my little break there before we went into our week in Minecraft, I did feel incredibly queasy. So let's push into the wish list. I don't know if we'll get through all 7 pages of this, but we'll do a few and then we'll get into the questions, because there's crazy number of wish list items. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, if we don't get them all, we'll get them in another week sometime. But yeah, that's a lot right now. All right, we'll start off with Gabby here, who says, gentlemen, mine carts that can hold campfires. Would be nice to use my bee farm to harvest paired with the detector rails is full, would limit number of fires needed, remove a ton of smoke, and I assume decrease lag. Thoughts, Gabby? No. I mean, part of me wants to say yes, just for something new, but
yeah, no, I don't like the idea. Sorry.
not for vanilla. If we're talking vanilla, no.
Well, it's not even that. I just don't like the idea. I don't see the point in having minecarts that hold campfires. Don't make sense to me. So, no. No. You don't need a campfire under it to use to harvest them anyway. If you harvest them with them like a dropper or a dispenser,
I guess they're doing it. I guess they're harvesting manually though.
Right. Well, in that case, get a silk touch silk touch axe and move your campfire. Cold Reindeer says, Foxy, with the recent Minecraft mob vote, the duck has been suggested as a potential mob by a lot of people. This is old news, Cold Reindeer. What would your opinion be of having ducks that could be used like a jetpack? While riding, holding jump could cause you to float up like a jetpack and they would run out of stamina. Stamina would be used like a horse jump bar, but much slower. Once they run out of stamina, they would flap their wings to slowly fall and not take damage. If you get damaged while riding them, you would fall off. Is this something... this is something I'd wish to be in the game as a potential mob. No, the ducks are too small for people to ride. Maybe a goose, but I don't think... No.
Sorry, we're in a no mood today.
Sorry.
Gabity's up next again. Gabity's up next again and says, gentlemen, cauldrons under beehives to collect dripping honey would provide an option to eliminate the need for campfire smoke. Thoughts? Actually, I like this one.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I've actually catching the stuff that's coming out of the bottom of the beehive rather than having campfires on minecarts. Speaking of that one, you talked about reducing lag with the lack of particles because you've only got one campfire in the minecart, but then you're adding the lag in there of the hopper minecart entity or the campfire minecart entity, which is running about all over the place. I think you'll find particles are going to cause less lag than entities.
And furthermore, Gabity, if you really want to do this, you said cauldrons underneath beehives to collect the dripping honey. We've already got a mechanic in the game that works like that. Just put dripstone underneath that and it works. So I'm just saying that would be a way to implement it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Stuff. Yeah,
would you have to put your hive on the dripstone though?
Probably.
On a beehive on a dripstone with a cauldron underneath it, collect the honey.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay. Right. Next, we've got Velux, who says, probably been asked before, but the recent discussion about craftable saddles brought this to my mind. Enchantable horse armor and saddles with durable. Yeah, we've had enchantable horse armor.
We want this.
It's already in. Yeah.
Mike is up next and says, given netherite templates are walled behind a treasure bastions, I'd like to see piglin brutes in any bastion type have a rare chance to drop the netherite armor.
Yeah, absolutely. We need something in the game that drops netherite armor, or make the netherite upgrades appear in all bastions, because it's ridiculous that they're only in the treasure ones, considering how rare bastions are, how rare the treasure ones are, and how easily they can be, deleted quickly by your SMP server mates. I think it's crazy.
Yeah.
So, good idea.
Good idea. I like it. Yep.
Okay, the Praetor says, not sure how this could be implemented, but some sort of argument to the player to turn the 2x2 crafting grid in the inventory into 3x3 so you no longer need to carry a crafting table. I think it will be something that doesn't take up an inventory slot and goes away when you die. I don't know. I don't see the point in that. Crafting tables are really easy to make. It's easy to carry them with you. Put one in your ender chest or a shulker box. I think if we're going to do that, I kind of like the whole backpacks idea, although Mojang, I don't know why they're so adamant against backpacks. But having a backpack just to carry more stuff just makes it easier. I don't think you need a crafting table in your inventory.
No. It'd be nice if you could like attach it to your belt and just like a certain key combination or gesture and you could access it without placing it. But yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Muffin is up next and says, I wish that watermelon broke as one full watermelon with a piston like pumpkins do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I like that. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Good idea. CJ says, what if we could have variable ender chests? I suppose each chest has 16 variants, not to 15. And basically, the long story short, the paraphrasing here, if you give it a power signal of a certain amount of redstone, you get a different ender chest. So if you have a power of 1 going into your ender chest, it's the first ender chest. A power level of 4, you get the 4th ender chest. It would be good to have more ender chest space. I kind of like it, but I think that would be quite a convoluted and complex system to integrate in order to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best way of going around that, but I do like the thought pattern there, CJ. You're onto something, but I don't think that's quite the right way of doing it.
No. Come back with another suggestion. That one, not quite ready yet. Don't think, or at least we don't like it.
Yeah.
Gabby says, gentlemen, would like an in-game method to locate a slime chunk, not a swamp, a slime chunk. Not sure of a mechanic to do so, but would love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. Why not? Why isn't there an in-game way of finding the slime chunk? I mean, the way you find one is to dig until you find slime. But that's not. Yeah, why not have a little slime compass? Why not make those lodestones and compasses more useful? Why not give them, stick a bit of slime to one, or maybe put a bit of slime in the lodestone before you click it with the compass and it finds. I don't know. There must be ways of doing things like that.
Yeah. Yep,
Slimes of Ender. A bit of blaze powder in it and throw the slime ball and it heads towards
and it just drags across the ground slowly, leading you to a slime chunk.
Yeah.
I like it.
Peony says, this is not really anything, just a tiny little personal preference, I guess, but I would really love to be able to place signs, then click on it to edit it. Yes, this is what it does now, sort of, but I want to place it, then click. Place, click to edit, then exit. Not place, force edit, then exit. However, I suppose the signs are used more for building than for signs, so make of this what you will. I couldn't agree more with you. I find myself placing a lot more signs that I'm not putting writing on than I am that I'm putting writing on. And it is annoying to have to exit out after each one. And you always end up with either D or W written on there as you're moving through. Agree. So yeah, good idea. Place the sign, then click it to edit it if you want to edit it. Fantastic idea, Peony.
Yep, love it. Muffin is up next and says, I wish the jungle leaves would have a lemon texture when you place them like they do when you break them.
I think they do in certain biomes, don't they? Or has they just taken that out? Because they always used to have that little yellow bit on them. But then it still has that on the little icon when you pick them up. I don't know if that's biome specific or if they've just took that out. But they should have. I think on Java they still do. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not actually. No. Huh.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's a good idea. I think they just need to fix it.
Yeah.
I think they must have took it away for a reason.
No.
Maybe they thought, these leaves look like they've got fruit and that's bad because they don't have any fruit in it, so we'll take it away.
Yeah, maybe.
Gavity's back saying, gentlemen, I'd love a toggle in the settings to allow for the chance of nether spawn when creating a new world. Good chance I wouldn't turn it on, but there would be an exciting ad for challenge-based worlds. Yeah, why not? That's a cool idea. Spawn in the nether.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. And when they've done that big end update, like they're doing this this Minecraft Live, we can have one for the end as well. That'd be nice.
Yeah, random biome. Yep, or random dimension.
Yeah.
Mossy's up next and says, I'd like to have coffee beans. Once harvested, they can be roasted in a furnace or a smoker, then combined with a water bottle and a bucket of milk for a hot cup of coffee. Drinking the coffee will give temporary speed and haste effect. Also, the coffee bush would be another decorative delight.
I don't think we should add, and I know it's coffee, and I know everyone drinks coffee, but it is a drug, caffeine. I don't think we should be adding drug-based effects into Minecraft.
I like the idea of a plant, but I don't like the idea of we already got potions. So
yeah, it's like adding in like what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought now. Wine and beer. It's not going to happen in Minecraft. They're not just not going to do it. Sorry. Coffee 76. Speaking of coffee. As part of the rebalance of villages and enchantments, I'd like to see the ability to transfer enchantments between item types. For example, I go fishing, I get a mending bow. I put my pick or another item in the first slot and the mending bow in the second, and the enchantments transfer over to the new item. I think of it as disassembling one item to repair another. This would also give more options to early game players. I like that idea. Yeah, you got mending on a rubbish bow that you don't want, but you'd like it on your pickaxe. Yeah. Good idea.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
Jen is up next and says, I wish that things like banners, campfire smoke, mangrove roots, crops, vines, item frames, etc. would render from further away. As a builder, I like to step back and view my buildings and take nice screenshots, and often the finer details is not rendered, which takes away from the overall effect. Yeah, but yes.
Yeah, good idea. Again, this is where Bedrock's holding everything back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
CJ says, I wish you could lure villagers using an oat. Well, no, we're not having villager lure. No. I think it's already in a good idea has been being able to lure them somewhere or other, but I'm not. Yeah, too many good wish list ideas to go through that today.
The Big Blue Frog is up next and says, I'd love to have freestanding and free hanging ladders.
Yeah.
They could be placed at the end of, I like it. Yeah, just go with it. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No wall required behind your ladder. Just have a ladder coming down. Why not? That's how ladders work.
I like it.
Gabbity's back again. We've got so many Gabbities. With the seafaring aesthetic of the Minecraft Live mod promo videos, I got to thinking if we were getting movable ships in 1.21, a small selection of boat entities. That said, what are your thoughts on getting a new villager profession, the captain? Only found on large ships at sea where it's to sell you transportation to chosen biomes within or outside a certain distance. The cost may be steeper than others, but would pay off that would teleport you to the destination slightly offshore without having the chunks load between points A and B as if you were to journey them yourself. There's a bit more to that, but we get the gist. So a sea captain that kind of works like a cartographer, but instead of giving you a map, gives you a selection of places you can or new biomes you can teleport to. I think that's a little bit...
I don't like the teleporting in survival.
No, but then otherwise he's just a cartographer, isn't he? And I kind of do like the idea that would prevent you loading all those chunks on the way there, and it's as if that ship captain had dropped you off. And with the new camera stuff, you could like fade to black, and then just fade back in again, and you're somewhere else. I don't know if I like that idea or not. I think it'd be really useful.
Let's not use the word teleport.
Transport.
I like it. Yeah, transport. There you go. There you go. I like it, but how are you going to pass time in the game realistically during that? Yeah. Especially on a multiplayer server.
Maybe you have to wait for nightfall. When you sleep on the ship, you wake up and you're at the shore.
I want to say yes to this. This feels nice, but
I think it's a bit modded for vanilla, but I do like it. I really like that idea.
Like it.
I would like that in my mod pack.
Well, it's like we've talked about before, having a teleport temple or whatever, fast way shrines that travel between your base and a mining desert and shopping area and stuff like that. You know, that's what that feels like.
That'd be great. With all this exploration, it'd be great if they added that in.
No.
Okay. No. Right. Next.
Not So Blue Sheep is up next and says, I'd like to be able to harness a horse or a donkey to the front of a minecart on my rail so that it could pull my cart so I wouldn't have to lay power rails. Or, they could just bring us back the furnace minecart.
Yeah, Or they could just put little like wooden carts in the game that you could pull with your horse or your donkey. But the horses and the donkeys and the mules have chest slots, so kind of really don't need them. But it would look nice. But I don't think it's good ideas worthy, sadly. Right. So there's only a few more. Let's get through these quickly. Gabberty is back again, saying, gentlemen, an idea for a new type of torch, a void torch that rather than emit it light, it absorbs it, would be very helpful for mob farms. I know there's tinted glass and I love it. I use it often, but a void torch would allow for more creative farms without the confinement that tinted glass requires. Perhaps another use for dragon's breath. Put any stacked amount of regular torches in a crafting brew with dragon's breath above it. Results in the same number of void torches. I'm thinking purple would be the best colour. I don't know. Is that going to be that useful? Be able to suck light away from an area?
I don't like it, so I'm going to hard veto that one, Gabberty.
I like the idea of using dragon's breath for something, and I think that's a nice use for it. But I don't know. I don't know. I think Slack says
if you had that, you would never need tinted glass for a mob farm or anything like that. No.
True.
No.
Unless you want it to look nice, I guess. Yeah, but it kind of voids the idea of tinted glass. Okay.
Why? I could make it look better with a design and a torch than having to put a big no. Yeah. Anyways. Go ahead. Where am I at? It's me, right? Yeah.
Gabberty again.
It'd be great if we could place apples back on the trees for decoration and color. I rarely eat them, and it'd be cool to have a legit apple orchard build.
No, but I think items should be stickable to things. I think you should be able to stick items anywhere without item frames.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
with
that would open up a lot of build possibilities if you could just go, I want that item stuck there.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Why don't they just make mini blocks vanilla?
Yeah. Nobody 2023 says, I would personally love more armor types. I know it was talked about in great length several podcasts ago, but even just simple variants such as heavy and light armor would be a welcome addition. Light armor is obvious, slightly more speed and longer sprinting time. Heavy armor would be more protection, but slow you down. Or less sprint time if you want to go that route. Combine that idea with the shield bash that was put in the list several blue moons ago, and the new weapons that are also in the good ideas bin, as you've got a combat overhaul right there. I don't think we put new weapons in the good ideas bin. I think we put in the concept of a better melee weapons and better ranged weapons update and magic stuff and stuff like that. I would like different types of armors, but I don't think I want like, oh, this armor slows you down or this makes you go faster. But I think more varieties of armor would be good. Emerald armor, obsidian armor. Yeah, why not? Add in more.
Yeah, and I agree. We've talked about that. I think we talked about that in the myth busting. If we had like netherite armor and you had a full set of it, it actually gave you the effect of faster haste mining, if armor alone had something. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so last one.
Mossy, how about a pet food bows? Not necessarily to feed them, but to use as an anchor point. So click on the tamed wolf with a pet bow, place the pet bow, and the wolf has a roaming area around the bow of 16 to 32 blocks radius in which they can patrol and fight off mobs. Each wolf would need their own bow, so a perimeter guard could be set up with the wolves even. It's kind of cool, but at the same time, you're wanting them to go 16 to 32 blocks. You're going to have issues of them being caught on chunk borders and nuked out of existence.
All falling off things and getting stuck. Ah, man. Yeah. I think you're better off just penning them in. I know that's rubbish. It's not what you want. I really do like the idea, but
we got leads.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's horrible. I mean, you can think of it as chaining up a dog, but I mean, it's yeah.
Would be nice to give things a home point. Like, this is where you live. Don't disappear. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'd like to be able to set my home spawn and take my bed with me whenever I go out and about.
Yeah, and it would be nice to be able to say, I don't know, I kind of like it, but I don't like the idea that it's there so that they can patrol and fight off mobs. I just don't want, I don't want to just sit my dog in a corner. I'd like him to be, whenever I got home, like Nelly is, running around my base, wagging his tail to see me when I get back. I'd like that. I'm not fussed about them. I don't want them to be on patrol. I want them to just be in my
base
house.
confined. Yeah, home. Yep, yeah. I like that. Yeah. Give me a land claim block.
Good idea. Home spot for pets, not for fighting. There we go. Right. That's it. We did it. We didn't think we were going to get through it all, but we did. We've done the wish list. If you would like to wish for an item to be added to Minecraft, then you can do so by joining our Discord or filling in our feedback form on the website. And we guarantee that any good ideas that make it into the good ideas bin will at some point make it into Minecraft unless they don't. Just like King Bedard says, until the end of the universe is at some point eventually. So there you go.
Yeah.
Right, questions then. We've got a bunch of questions this week. It's very unusual. So let's fire through these.
DJ's up first and says, if Mojang decided to hold a mob vote with the options as all the previous mobs that didn't get added, which one would you vote for? Me, personally? No. I didn't vote in none of them before because I never liked the idea of the mob vote system.
I can't remember them all, to be honest with you. I quite like the copper golem, the idea that it would just like press buttons. I like the stone golem as well, that would have a little item display and wander about a bit. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want mob vote mobs. I want mobs that are well thought through and that actually add something to the game. And I don't care if they don't do anything like that. Again, going back to modded, these Alex's mobs, I've killed loads of them and they don't drop anything, but they just add to the world because they're there and they're alive. So I don't need a crab claw that makes my reach extend. Just give me a bunch of stuff and not just one pointless mob at a time that doesn't fit with anything else. I didn't want an LA. Get rid of the LAs. Give me a donkey. Not a donkey. We've got donkeys. Something that's not we ain't got. Jeez. Green Warden says,
dear God.
Green Warden's on a rant. Jeez. Does Minecraft have rules? Where are the rules written? Don't tell me there are no rules and it's a sandbox game, then accuse me of in-game, no less, of cheating. If there are no rules, how could there be cheats? Why would available gameplay choices not be called options? Okay, so talking about the cheats option in Minecraft. I think the idea there is that there is an expectation of how people play when they're playing together. You're playing in your own little world. You do what you want. If you don't want achievements, turn on cheats. And they're called cheats because without them, with them on, you can access things that you're not expected to access in order to get those achievements. Minecraft doesn't have rules, but then no game has rules. It doesn't matter what game you play, there's no rules. You play the game the way it's expected to be played and the way you expect to play it. And just because it's a sandbox game doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. You can play a survival version of that game, which has rules, I guess, within the game, but it's not saying you have to do that, or you can play creative mode, right?
Right.
So if you want to play in a way that's expected to be played in survival, then yeah, you have to follow the rules or you don't get the achievements. The rules of survival. Which means you get hungry and you die and you run out of oxygen when you go underwater. If you don't want that, playing creative.
Cool. Green Warden continues on and says, is it cheaty, referring to my question above? There are no rules saying I cannot use an external world map on another games. Yes, but Minecraft, Foxy and Slack, please discuss your thoughts on where cheating in Minecraft comes from. That is, cheating as in gameplay rules, not as in player agreed upon rules like no X-ray. Well, I'll tell you where the rules fall with that, with the person who makes the game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we follow their rules. If they don't want you to access Ender frames or Bedrock because it's not a legitimate, what they consider to be survival item, then you can't access it. Did we like it when Bedrock Edition first came out? We couldn't even turn coordinates on because it was a cheat. No, we didn't. And we uproared and we got that changed. But you can't make them do something that they don't want to do. I mean, it's their game at the end of the day.
And it's a very popular game, and it is popular because of the way that they've implemented it and the way that they've set these rules that aren't rules, really, in motion. They've created different game modes and created adventure mode, survival mode, spectator mode, and creative mode. If you want to survive to beat the game and build stuff in survival and feel like you've achieved that yourself, then you have to do that within the rules that are confined. Otherwise, what's the point in having a survival mode? I'm not trying to be awkward, but if there really is no rules, right? What's the point in having a survival mode?
Well, I mean, you could take this argument even to Java. Yeah, let me try to explain here. No duping. Pretty much everybody agrees no duping. Pretty much, but it's kind of a player-based agreement, But yet they use TNT dupers all the time to make perimeters.
Yeah, and they use sand dupers
100%
all the time on
making
Bedrock.
something exactly to make something out of nothing. So we can't change the core rules of the game. If you feel like you want to fly around all the time and not drown, like Foxy said, or something like that, then yeah, turn on cheats. But there's confines to the game. There's rules to the game. We didn't make them. We just accept them, whether we like them or not.
Yeah. I don't know if I've answered that very well, but my head is spinning again now. So
yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Umi-chan says, "Hey Foxy and Slack, I've been watching all the old new create mod vids by different TBers and was stuck with this question. With all the various mods applied to your game, at what point does it basically become a different game that's using Minecraft skins and some basic mechanics? Not being critical of the mods in any way, just curious on your thoughts of what designates the game as Minecraft from other games with the same aesthetics." Well, what makes it Minecraft is the fact that it's all running on Minecraft with modifications to Minecraft. If you take Minecraft away from them, the mods don't do anything. They're just bits of code that are coded to work with Minecraft. If you take Minecraft away, there'd be no terrain generation. There'd be no mobs. There'd be no mechanics. There wouldn't be anything other than a few spare extra blocks. So it's always, it doesn't matter how many mods you throw in there or how different you make the game look. At the end of the day, it's running on Minecraft. So it's Minecraft.
Right. Well, I kind of see where they're going with this in a way. Let's take 7 Days as an example. Okay, you got the vanilla game; it's programmed to do things a certain way. But then you got normal mods that you put in, and they changed the game a little bit, but it's still mostly vanilla. I think they're asking at what point, because the same kind of category exists in 7 Days. At what point does it become a overhaul mod that they've changed the game so much that it's nothing like the original? It's still be running off the same default game engine, and it's still doing all the stuff that the original game does, but it's changed so much that it's nothing the same.
So you could argue then that Minecraft becomes something like Unreal Engine or Unity rather than being a game itself, and these mods are just using the game's engine in order to produce something new. In that case, it would have to have no vanilla Minecraft textures, no vanilla Minecraft blocks or items or mechanics, and whoever made the mod would have to give it a name that's not Minecraft. It would have to be.
Isn't that what game is it
something else?
Hypixel. Is it? No, not Hypixel. There's a game out there that like it's a silly little block game.
Roblox.
But you can get like everything on it. You can see people playing like versions of Call of Duty on it. First-person shooters and RPGs and everything. It's crazy.
But it's still Roblox. You still log it. You're still opening the Roblox app, and you're still buying the Roblox coins, and you're still using your Roblox character, and you're still changing your settings in the Roblox menus. You'd have to do away with all of that before it become another game.
Yeah.
And then you're just using it as the engine. So I get what you're saying, Yumi-chan, but there's no amount of mods that exist in the world at the moment that take Minecraft out of the game. It's still there. So it's the Minecraft.
Yeah.
Minecraft. It's like saying, I don't like this particular brand of coffee, so I'm not going to call it coffee. Right? That's not coffee. This is coffee. I'm really anal about my coffee. I'm not going to have any old muck. I'm only going to have this fine filtered espresso stuff from somewhere in the planet that no one's ever heard of. And it comes from people that lay down on the backs and have it sprinkled over them until it's just the right temperature before they package it up and send it.
And that's fair. A hot dog's still a hot dog. Doesn't matter if some people put barbecue sauce on it.
Exactly. So I think actually underneath this question is the underlying thing of Yumi-chan going, I'm sick of people that are playing modded Minecraft referring to it as Minecraft because Minecraft is Minecraft. No, all of these things are Minecraft, but it's just a different flavor.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Right, moving on from that one, we got Not So Blue Sheep is up next and says, I play on tablet, and so I have a few blocks of extra reach. Do you think the crab would give me an additional reach, or do you think that would be useless to me on mobile? Don't know. Like to see
We
how
don't
they're going
know.
to address that problem.
Yeah. Slack, do you want to do the next one as well? Because I've gone out of order.
Yeah, no problem. CJ's up next and says, what kind of game would you like to see from Mojang now that Dungeons is discontinued? Nothing. I don't want to see no other spin-offs of Minecraft. I want them to focus on Minecraft as itself.
Yeah.
Actually push the development of it.
We've said it before. I would like to see them added in whole new game modes into Minecraft. I would like to see an RPG, but like we've just said with this whole Minecraft as the engine thing, have it in Minecraft. So not developing a new game, but you're going, hey, let's make a whole story inside of Minecraft. There'll be pre-built areas, there'll be pre-built this and that. We'll have pre-built characters and NPCs, and you'll have quests and stuff like that. And then sell that to me as a fully fledged RPG game inside of Minecraft, running on Minecraft as Minecraft DLC, and I will buy it.
DLC inside it. Yep, there you go. Yep, you nailed it. Put it as DLC inside there, and I'll get it. Yep.
I would love Minecraft Dungeons as DLC. I would play that all the time if that was actually part of Minecraft. I loved Minecraft Dungeons, but I can't be bothered to play it, just like load it up and play it and have it as a separate app. I won't do it, but if it was in there as Minecraft, I'd probably be clicking on that all the time.
Yeah, but you can use the launcher. Not the same.
No.
Launch it from the game.
Gabity's back. So I've used chunk based on some of my worlds. I can't believe how much info it offers, but on a world where I do not want to use it because it's cheaty, what game mechanic allows players to find all those buried treasure? I mean, there's tons of them, so how is a new player supposed to know they exist and how to locate them? I know shipwrecks and cartographers, but there are way more buried treasures than either of those, so it's just a mechanic. Is the mechanic just to dig out the sandy areas? Any info you can offer is much appreciated. Well, I suppose there's more of them than you would necessarily get maps for, because the way the game finds them or just places them in order for the villagers to be able to locate them close enough. I don't know. Don't know why there's so many, but yeah, just dig out the sandy areas if you want to find more of them.
Or use an X-ray pack. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, no, they don't want to cheat, they said.
Well, then I don't know what to tell you aside from dig, because they're random.
Literally giving you ways of finding them. The cartographer, okay, no, I don't think so. Cartographer give you buried treasure maps, do they?
No, you got to get that from shipwrecks,
yeah.
If you open them one in the same region, it's just going to point you to the previous treasure already.
Unless you break the chest, I believe.
I don't think it works like that, because I've had should, but probably doesn't. Broken.
Terrorite. Oh no, it's you next, isn't it?
Terrorite says, would you rather unlimited bacon but no games, or unlimited games but no bacon? No.
If I had unlimited bacon, I wouldn't be living long enough to be playing games anyway. Whereas if I had unlimited games, I'd probably lose a bit of weight.
No, sorry, I'm not giving up my bacon or my games, so your question is invalid to me.
I would give up bacon to have games instead. If they said no more games, but you can't have bacon, I'd give up the bacon. I'm not that attached to it. It's very nice and I like it, but it really wouldn't bother me if I didn't have it again.
No, I'll be getting me bootleg bacon then or something. It's not happening. There was moonshiners during Prohibition. I'm just saying. There'd be moonshiners selling jerky.
Get my bacon from the ducks. Some of the tasty duck bacon. X Zone says, "G'day, Foxy and Slack. My question is mostly for Foxy, and it is, why at the start of some of your videos, such as the Create series, which I noticed it with, do you yell or raise your voice quite a bit more than you usually do in the rest of the video? Is it to help boost the video in some way because you feel like it, or because you feel like it? And why in only some videos do you do it and not others? Slack, if you have some insight into either why you also may do it or why some people do it, I'd also be interested to hear. Also, this is good length, or should I compact the paragraph? That's fine. There's a very good reason for doing it. It's to... You see a fancy thumbnail on YouTube and a title that piques your interest, and you click on it, and the first thing you get is, okay, so what I'm going to do is build an iron farm, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to do that. You're just going to click straight off. And that first few seconds of somebody being in a video is YouTube's looking at that a lot, going, is this video hooking them in? How long is it hooking them in for? How long is it keeping their interest? Are they going on to another one of this person's videos after they've finished that one? The longer you can keep a person onto a video, the more chance that video has of succeeding and being pushed to more people. And that video has more chance of people watching it for longer if you can hook them in for quicker. So by having a high-paced, high-velocity, shouty intro that tells you what you're going to expect from this video. So this is all stuff that I got from these Mr. Beasts interviews, basically. If you, within the first 20 seconds, you need to prove to people that they're actually going to see what you've told them they're going to see in your thumbnail and your title. You need to tell them that they're going to see that, and then they're going to see even more than that. That's going to be even better. You need to tell them how long it's took you to do it and how hard it was and what effort you put in to really like make them feel like it was actually worth the effort of them watching it, and then a bunch of other stuff as well. So you watch anybody that's got millions of subscribers, and not everybody, but a lot of these YouTubers, it's the shouty ones, the shouty streamers, the shouted YouTubers that seem to grow really fast because the younger people seem to like it. So,
well, that I really want to chime in on that, because I think that is a product of the current generation that's been created from TikTok and shorts and everything else like that. The attention spans have gotten so much shorter that if you're not high pace, high demand, all go no quit, you're not attracting none of these new viewers. Maybe I'm wrong.
The other thing is with this that I just thought of, and oh man, it's gone out of my mind again. Yeah, okay. Music production. I listened to a podcast called the Mastering Podcast, and there's basically a mastering engineer. If you don't know anything about music production, you make your music, you mix it in order to make it all sound right, and then you send it off to a mastering engineer who makes it sound, tweaks it slightly to just make it sound really professional, and then it gets released. So all like major artists all go through a mastering engineer, and they all get this stuff. And when something gets remastered, it's basically been sent to a different mastering engineer to just tweak it. Maybe it's slightly more bassy, maybe the levels have come down. Doesn't matter. The fact is they exist. And one of the biggest problems in the music industry at this moment in time, and it has been going this way for years, is something called the loudness wars. And what loudness is, it's not volume on your volume knob, it's how loud something seems. Something can seem a lot louder, but not be turned up as you can. Like we've all done this. We've been listening to the radio in the car, or you've been watching something on YouTube, and you find yourself, I got to turn that one down. I got to turn that one up. I'm going to turn that one down because one's louder than the other one. It's regardless of the volume you've got it set to, it's louder. And you can make things really, really loud very easily by basically crushing down the gain of the actual piece itself in order to then boost the volume up, and then it gets louder. And there are loudness sort of preferences. YouTube has a loudness preference. Spotify has a loudness preference of where it wants your stuff to be. And sometimes it'll even try and match your audio to that, depending on the dynamic range of that audio. But generally speaking, the theory is the louder something is, the more people like it. So all of these DJs, all of these rap artists, all of these club music producers all want their music to be louder than the last person's so it stands out. They want people to notice it when it comes on. And that loudness, I guess, is seeping into other areas of like you watch the intro to a lot of TV shows now, Game of Thrones, the stuff that's been on Apple TV lately, some of the Star Wars stuff. You'll notice the intro song maybe starts off quite gently, but there'll be a massive crescendo that almost blows your ears off as that loudness really kicks in before it gets into the sort of main part of the video. And having that loudness wakes you up. So if you're just sitting watching YouTube and you're letting video after video after video play, when that loudness kicks in, it grabs your attention. So I think that's why this shouty screaming stuff seems to work. And I've proved it works in my videos, because as soon as I started adding this yelling and this particular format to the beginning of these videos, they started shooting up on my channel. And you said, I noticed you do it on some video other than others. Yeah, the last few that I've done it on, and I haven't done it on any others. So it's something I've just started doing, and it seems to work. Does that all make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Did any of that just go in one ear? Well, I suppose it all went one ear and out the other, did it?
Yeah. No, I understood. I understood. I can't guarantee everyone else understood, but yeah, I understood.
Yeah, it's trying to get your head around loudness, I guess. It's why adverts are always louder than the content that you're watching. So it wakes you up, so you pay attention to the advert. You're watching your sitcom or your TV show and an advert comes on and it's 10 times louder than the stuff you were just watching.
But I think that's a change that's happening on YouTube and everything in general too. Because if we go back 5 years ago, it wasn't like that. If you go back 10 years ago, it wasn't like that. You know, people's attention spans seem to get shorter and shorter and shorter. And if you're not keeping people interested, that's what the loudness does. I'm not saying what you're doing is not good, because it is good. It's entertaining. But I think that's part of the changes that's just happened with YouTube in general overall too. You know?
Oh, I'd prefer not to have to shout at the beginning of the videos. I prefer to just do a normal intro, but it works. So,
Yeah.
And it's literally like less than 20 seconds. So it's not a big deal, I don't think. Yuma-chan in the chat says, I took the volume increases for Foxy's excitement over the new series. Well, there you go. It's working, isn't it? If you think that I sound really excited and hyped up, then you're going to be more likely to be engaged and interested in this video because you think if I'm enjoying it, oh, it must be good.
Fair point.
Right, moving on.
Green Morton's up next and says, I suspect the focus on Bedrock parity is because Microsoft has given Mojang a deadline to end development on the Java edition. What are your suspicions and predictions? No.
They definitely said that was going to happen at the beginning, then they backed off on that. I agree. I've said this before in the podcast. I think there will be. I think they'll have a date in mind where they're going to say that's it for Java edition now.
Yeah, I imagine Microsoft has a date in mind.
Yeah,
but I don't think Mojang has any clue.
Oh, do you not? I think they will. I think they'll be saying, right, you know, you've got X number of years to continue both, but by that point we need Bedrock up and running at the same as Java, so we're not having to develop two. And it makes sense, Slack. You know, all the stuff we just talked about how hard the game is to develop because there's two versions of it.
I would agree on that. Okay, but let's just say that Mojang knows. Okay, yet they bring in these developers, and they have these developers that only work on Java edition. Let's take Jeb for example.
Yeah.
You know, why is he not worried about more Bedrock parity than he is?
Well, okay,
why is he not actually partaking in it? If he knows that Java has an end date, whether it be 5 years or 10 years from now, if he knows it, because he's not more invested in the game?
Because he probably doesn't do any developing now anyway, because he's so high up with what happens. We know for a fact from what we've seen before that a lot of the Java edition developers have been saying that they've been learning C++ in order to help coding on Bedrock. We know that for a fact. If they were planning on keeping Java edition around, why would they bother? We also know that a lot of developers have left and a lot of new ones have come in. You've got to imagine if you're told, oh, the version of the game you're working on is going away, you're going to be looking for a new job. Unless you can diversify your ability to work on another code base and work on the other one. All of the indicators are there that that's going away. They just haven't said it publicly.
I agree, but they tried it and it backlashed.
Oh, and yeah, I don't think they'll do it fast.
And even if it is, let's say it's in 3 years. I bet you only a handful of people at Mojang actually know it. Not everybody that works there.
I think I've nearly said this last year, and I think it was nearly one of my predictions actually for this Mojang live show. I think over the next year to 2-3 years, they're going to introduce the idea to the community and say, look, there is a limited lifetime left of Java edition. We're going to continue to support it for this amount of time, and after that, everything's going to be going on to Bedrock edition. And just like when we got, do you remember with the chat reporting thing when they were like, they did that whole, oh, don't worry, guys, it's all going to be great. We'll have your account migrated. We'll have the chat, you know, and they'll do one of those public service announcement video things where they're like, don't worry, Bedrock Edition's going to be up to scratch. It's going to, all of your worlds that you've got on Java Edition will work on Bedrock Edition. And those promises won't get met by the time it gets there.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So I think we'll see that coming in the not too distant future, because they can't just drop that 1 year and then hope for the best. They're going to have to slowly let people know about that. Right, what are we up to? X Zone. Good day, Foxy and Slack. If the mob vote has to continue, would you prefer to change the mob vote? So rather than telling us all of the features before we vote, they get us to vote based on the style of the mob and then have a second vote to see what it does alternatively, or make us vote on an ability, then a mob around that feature, so we actually get useful mobs without people voting because of a bias and such, because the mob is cute. I all know we want the mob vote to end, but if they won't, then do you think either of those are better or just as bad? No, just as bad. Anything that you ask people to make, choose between is going to have split. It's going to split the community. It's going to be divisive. It's going to cause argument. Doesn't matter.
How many updates did this game have before the vote system was implemented? Many. How many of them were good updates? Many, because we got new stuff and we didn't know about it, and then they fed it to us. Don't split the community. Just, if you want to put in the crap, put in the crap. Don't say, we might, or we might do this, or we might do that. No, just put it in. Just say that's what you're going to do and run with it. Strut your stuff. Be confident.
Exactly. Right. Where else are we up to? It's you, isn't it, CJ?
CJ says, hello, podcasters. Your mending discussion has inspired me to ask these questions. In your opinion, at what point does a feature make the game too easy? Do you think that the game would be in a better or worse position now if villagers were always nerfed like they are going to be? At what point does a feature make a game too easy? I don't think that's the issue at all, because nobody plays the game the same.
Yeah, that depends on your play style, really.
Yeah, so you can't really put a feature on it that makes the game hard. So many people are complaining now about the villager changes, and you know what? That doesn't bother me at all, because I get all my tools through the enchanting table. I don't have to worry about that. It doesn't affect me at all. Every season, all my tools on every world that I've ever played, I enchant them. I never make a trading haul. So arguing that a feature or a change is what makes it easy, no. And do you think the game would be in a better or worse position if villagers were nerfed like they're going to? It doesn't bother me. So it's individual playstyle. No, I don't.
It's an impossible question to answer that, CJ, because we don't know the effects of the changes yet. They're still experimental. They're still just proposed. They're not even in the game yet. We don't know how it's going to affect play over a period of time. So there's no way, without knowing that information, that we could say whether we think it would have been better or worse coming up to now. We just don't know. And we'll never know that, because you just can't. I'm sorry, but that's an impossible question to answer. Not so Blue Sheep says, one more question. What do you think the average age of a player who has tamed wolves in Minecraft is? Again, that's an impossible question to answer.
I would actually say, I wouldn't argue the age. I would say the more likely that a person is going to have a tamed wolf depends on if they PvP or not.
Not necessarily. I have tamed wolves because I like to have them in my base. Oliver has tamed wolves because he likes to have a pet. No,
but I'm saying, especially in PvP, people.
Oh, you were talking about for the armor. Yeah, I don't need armor for mine. Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, Not So Blue Sheep is up again and says, the penguin, do you think it makes the boat faster by being near it? Or could you get the same effect by putting the penguin in the boat? Then you could get the benefit of the speed boost anywhere you could put the boat, but you
why
could
are we
only
getting questions
yourself.
We can't answer?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do stars feel like?
Hot.
Bouncy Ball says, hi guys, I recently got a keyboard and mouse. Any tips for a newer keyboard player like me? You turn your sensitivity down on your mouse for a start, because you won't be used to how fast you spin around, and just take it one step at a time.
Yeah it takes a little adjustment period.
Yeah.
Hold on. Not So Blue Sheep in live chat. I want you to speculate. No, I don't want to speculate. I want them to tell me what it's going to be. And then I can decide whether I like it or not, and whether I think it's good or bad.
I won't speculate on mobs, because we've done it too many times in the past, and we always end up wrong, and it always ends up like, I'm going to vote for this one because I'm convinced this is going to happen, and I'm convinced that, and you've got no information and you're wrong. It doesn't work the way you expect it to. There's always something different. So there's no point in speculating, because all it does is sways votes in a direction that they shouldn't go in, because you've convinced yourself this is how it's going to work. We don't know, so I'm not answering it. Right, Turtley Slack.
Hello, Foxy and Slack. My question today is, what are 10 things you would say to somebody that mainly plays Java Edition to convince them to play on Bedrock Edition? First, I'd say, watch out for the little dog that won't shut up. Okay.
Well, why is Bedrock better than Java, basically? It's more optimized. It loads faster. You can have a bigger render distance. It's save game management, you could argue, is a little bit easier. It works on more devices. You can take your worlds with you onto a different console or platform. But actually, in game playing, why play Bedrock instead of Java? Don't. If you can play Java Edition, play Java Edition. There's
how many
no
times
advantage.
have we seen that? I play Bedrock Edition because I don't have a computer, you know?
Yeah.
So you know what? Play whatever version of Minecraft you like. If you like Java Edition, play Java. You like Bedrock, play Bedrock. If you can only play Bedrock, play Bedrock. I wouldn't try to convince somebody. I really, this comment or this question annoys me. That's like somebody coming in to my stream and being like, well, you're playing the wrong version of Minecraft because you're not playing Java Edition. How about you play whatever version you like and I'll play whatever version I like, you know?
Yeah, but I think they're saying is that basically the question they've asked is, why do you think, what genuinely do you think's better about Bedrock than Java Edition? And there are very few things other than the actual, you know, how well it performs compared to Java in terms of render distance and stuff like that. There aren't many mechanics left that Bedrock has that I miss on Java Edition. Buttons stopping water flowing is a nice one.
That doesn't work on Java?
No, you put a button down, it washes away. It's annoying. I don't know. There's not many, you know, Bedrock Edition exclusives left.
No, because they've taken and given the good ones that we had to Java Edition. Yeah. So, well,
there's still a bunch. I'll tell you what's a nice one. Quality of life feature that Bedrock's got. When your sheep is sheared, the colour of the wool underneath on the skin, the little patchy bits, are the same colour as the colour you've dyed the sheep. On Java Edition, any coloured sheep just turns white.
We can also undeploy our Elytra at will. Can't do that on Java.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things, but I mean, at the end of the day, Minecraft's Minecraft. Play whichever one you want to play on. Play whichever one you find yourself connected to. The things that I've always liked about Bedrock more than Java, the reason I like turning it on is I can just click the Minecraft icon and I'm in the game within a few seconds. Whereas on Java Edition, you're going through the launcher, you're picking your profile, it takes ages to load, then it takes ages to load your world, and then when you get in there, you've got to turn your render distance down because it's frame ratey, it's not well optimized. So even on my beefy, crazy PC, in the area I'm working in on my modded world, if I put shaders on, I get less than 4 frames per second. And without shaders on, I'm getting barely over 80. Whereas on Bedrock, I get like 800. So it's just a smoother experience from that point of view, I guess. Right, Lockdon. Hello, good sirs. Loving the podcast. I have content idea for both of you, either a podcast discussion or an actual video idea. From what I can gather, you both host Minecraft servers. Would you be able to go into your servers in more detail? Do you pay for it to be hosted? Did you build your servers and they run 24/7s in your homes? If so, what are the specs? Could you also plug how people gain access, Patreon, etc.? Thanks for the great podcast. We both are very lucky. I used to run the servers from my home on just an old PC, old Windows 10 PC that I put Windows Server Edition on and just ran them from that. Worked perfectly well. It was 10 years old, that PC, and it was fine. Bedrock Edition servers don't require much power, or at least they didn't. They do now. But we're both very lucky to have been partnered with Nodecraft, who have given us free servers. We just happened to fall in with them at the right time. You were with Cube Toast, weren't you? And I was just about to be with Cube Toast. When Cube Toast went away, everything got moved over to Nodecraft, and Nodecraft just dished out a bunch of servers. And so we were lucky enough to get them for nothing. Don't know the specs on them, but they work very well. They can run multiple Minecraft servers on each one without too many problems. And the way you get on them, I imagine, same for Slack as it is for me, you go to our personal Discords or join our patrons. I think for mine, you can be a YouTube channel member, a VIP or above, a Twitch subscriber tier 2 or above, or a patron member, VIP level or above, and you get access to my servers.
Yeah, pretty much mine's the same way. Partnered with Nodecraft, been partnered with them for years. How did we get partnered? Well, if you were looking to get partnered yourself, you would go to Nodecraft and you apply for partnership. They have all the details on their website or in their Discord.
Yeah.
So it's possible for anybody to get partnered with them because they host a variety of servers, not just Minecraft, but they host, like, if you buy a server through Nodecraft and you're using it, they use what's called a bot system. So you can like take your bot and run a Minecraft server, and then say after about 3 weeks you get tired of running Minecraft, then you can switch it over and you can play 7 Days to Die, or you can play Ark or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty much the same. The specs, they're well worth it. They're amazing. And yeah, same access via Patreon or Discord, supporter rows, or Twitch, or pretty much anything. They're all pretty much tied the same way. Yeah.
There you go. Next.
Don Ostrich is up next and says, given a lot of negativity around the last several updates, do you think they might just stop stupid doing Minecraft live-ish? Could this be the last one? No, it won't be the last one.
Unless they stop him developing Minecraft, I don't think it'd be the last one, because I think they need something to generate hype each year to keep people coming back. So yeah. Preston says, do you think they're figuring out a way to bring back Minecraft Festival, Minecon, or do you think that will never come back ever? I'd love it to come back, but I think it's a lot of cost, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort for them, and I think they're probably worried at this point, if they put one of those on, is it going to be either too popular and just disappoint a lot of people not being able to get there? Is there going to be another COVID that stops it from happening, or is it not going to be popular enough and they don't make the money back on it? So I don't know. I think we'll probably see the last of it, sadly. It's a little bit like E3 keeps promising to come back and never does. And
yeah, I don't think we'll see another one with the adaptation of Minecraft Live, and they keep doing it every year, and they're trying to build so much hype around it. I don't think that they're going to do Minecon things again.
No.
Preston is also back again and says, do you have any predictions on when Mojang may try to get rid of Pocket Edition, or do you believe it will be continued on?
I think it's going to stay because it's the one that makes them the money. The Minecraft, the Minecraft or the Microsoft, love will always be on the edition that brings them in the most money, and that marketplace is making them a lot of money. Java Edition doesn't make them any money.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the next one's not a question. Preston says, again, I don't mean, hang on a minute, they're having a conversation, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, get rid of that.
No, that's why were you having questions in the live conversations in the live questions channel? Jeez. Not So Blue Sheep says, regarding mods, can you add some of the more biomes mods and play with large biomes on? On what?
Yeah,
What?
I feel like this was this part of their conversation?
I don't think so. Doesn't make any sense. Stitch Fix says, has Play and Create changed your view on what Vanilla's features should be? Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah, 100% it does. I think, as I've said in this podcast a bunch of times, the world should feel alive. I can't believe the stark contrast to how dead vanilla Minecraft feels compared to this modded world. And yes, I've got a lot of mods on there, but not all of them do all of those things. You could take 3 or 4 of the mods that I've got on there and make Minecraft just feel so much more alive and interesting than it currently does, and give people an actual reason to go exploring. And it's just things like it's not an easy thing to say to, oh, well, why don't they just add a whole bunch of new biomes in? They don't need to do that. They can do what some of these mods do and just sort of grab certain bits that already exist and then just maybe change the color of the leaves so that you've got an autumny biome, or maybe make the grass look a bit different, or make the different flowers appear here. And just that diversity as you go to each different area makes the world look more alive. And I would add in a whole bunch of mobs, like animals and just things that are alive in the world. I know I've always said I'd prefer Minecraft to be a fantasy game, get rid of all of the real life creatures. And I do agree with that. But if that's not the case, and again, just going around the world, seeing all of those things actually doing stuff, things fighting with each other, things chasing each other, things just not just stood there going meh and eating a bit of grass. It's just interesting. When do you get that in Minecraft? When do you see a mob that does something and it's interesting? Even when you come to a hostile one, it's just a zombie slowly walking its way to you if it happens to spot you. Otherwise, it's just stood there spinning around on the spot looking aimless and pointless. Just seeing fish swimming from one place to another, or seeing a shoal of whales just swimming across the ocean, or fighting, like, eating a squid. It's wonderful. Just, it's life. Yeah, I think there should be a lot of changes like that. Right. Slack, last question.
But, wait a minute. There wasn't one when I was just on the document. I closed the document. Hold on.
Oh, we got another one coming through as well. Hang on.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, hang on. Let's answer this one first, because it's this biomes one that
okay.
I think they've rejigged it.
Okay.
Do you want to read it?
Can you play with, say, the biomes you got the mod, larger biomes selected in world generation? I don't have a PC and I can't find the answer online.
Yes, you can.
No.
Yeah, on Java Edition, there is a large biomes selection on world generation, and if you've got a world with new and interesting biomes, a mod with different biomes in it, there will be large as well. Yes.
Yeah, just can't do that on Bedrock.
Yeah. Not So Blue Sheep also says, and this is the last question, how long does it take on average to make a 30-minute YouTube video? 30 minutes.
What
25 if you're really good.
Yeah. There's no easy answer to that. I've had videos at the beginning of a season take 30 minutes to record. And then I've had videos late in the season where a 30-minute video took 2 weeks to record.
Yeah.
So it depends on how much progress you want to make. That's one of the problems with. Sorry, I'm going on here. That's one of the problems with Minecraft content. It's really easy at first in a Let's Play to start off, but the more you go on, it's like you're talking about now with your Create series. The longer it takes per episode, you're now to the point where you're building a new building for a new thumbnail every episode to make it look good.
Yeah,
that constantly is going to add to that process.
Yeah, and some buildings need to be bigger than others. My factory one took me, it took me 15 hours just to build the factory. And then I must have done at least another 10, 15 hours worth of building all the stuff inside the factory, gathering resources, all that sort of stuff. And then, like I said, that was a 12-hour edit. So you're talking sort of nearly 50 hours for a 27-minute video there. But then we've done videos that we've recorded in recorded in an hour, cut down to half an hour, and then in an edit, so probably maybe an hour and a half in total to do a half-an-hour video.
Yep.
So if you want to squeeze a lot in, if you're going to do time lapses and montages and go on adventures and keep people interested and keep the beats of that video going to keep the interest throughout the whole thing. If you want people to watch more of your videos, keep the retention up rather than just watching the first few minutes and getting bored, then I think you need to either be really engaging and funny and interesting personality, or you need to be packing a lot in and finding different ways of presenting it so it doesn't get boring. So
then again, that's going to depend on the type of content the person likes to watch too. You know, I specifically watch some videos of people who literally are just slow talking. They're going to do this and they're going to do this today and they're going to do that. And then there's some of them that are screaming no tails.
Yeah. And if you really like, it depends who your audience are as well. You'll get, doesn't really matter what you do, you'll get a relatively small group of people that just tune into you and they really like you. And like Stitch Fix has just said, just a picture of your face or a thumbnail and the title's enough to hook me in and watch the whole video. Yeah. You get people that just like watching you regardless of how entertaining your video is, and they'll watch from start to finish. But they're only a very small group of people around each channel, and they don't, no offense to those people, they don't support your channel in terms of helping you. You know, you need thousands and thousands and thousands of viewers to make any money off YouTube. So to give you an example, that 50-hour long video edit 50-hour-long video in terms of editing and everything else going in there made about $50. So that's $1 an hour. Okay. And that's for like 20,000 views. So
YouTube, man, they must have butchered your CPM.
it depends. Like some do better than others, but most of my videos until this series didn't, would be lucky if I made $10 on a video that would took hours and hours and hours. So you can't just have a small group of really, really engaged fans, even if they're all patrons, right? You can't have that and expect to make a living from it. You can do that and have a hobby and earn a little bit of cash on the side. But
see, that's a big difference though in YouTube. Man,
let me just double check that. It's different because it's got twice as many views on it. But
yeah. But CPMs are different per channel too.
Yeah, and different per video.
And that's what I'm talking about in general for people that don't understand cost per mil. That's how much you make per 1,000 monetized views, and no channel makes the same amount.
It's gone up a bit now. So, all honesty, openness, it's got 40,000 views now, and it's made £139. So that's £3 per hour working on it, roughly, which is what, $4? If I'm being generous.
Yeah. Takes a lot to put into it.
Yeah.
Takes a lot.
So better than I thought it was. So that's obviously thing is with YouTube analytics, the estimated revenue doesn't show. It's always like a few days behind. So when you're first looking at it and your video's been out long enough for it to show you anything on that, it's always a little bit out. So yeah, when it was at 20,000, it was showing me £50. So yeah, that's nice that it's gone up a little bit. Anyway, that you've got to make a lot of videos and you've got to make them watchable so people are getting through all of your ads and to earn a living from it.
How do people make a living? Multiple sources of income.
Yeah,
not just relying on one thing. Stitch. If I relied on just YouTube alone, I'd be out working a normal job. That's why I got YouTube. That's why I got Patreon. That's why I got Discord. That's why I got merchandise. That's why I stream.
Yeah,
because it's a game of collecting pennies.
Yeah, exactly. Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube. With those three, I could, at the moment, with these sorts of figures, I could just about scrape a living. But with the marketplace stuff that I got going on and the other few bits and bobs here and there, like we just said, merch and stuff like that, I'm earning enough to save a little bit of money now. A small amount. But I'd still, my standard of living's ridiculously reduced from what it was when I used to work. I don't spend any money now, so...
Yeah. Those luxury, I want to go out and have takeout tonight. No, I think I'll just, buy something at the shop and
just lick
cook
that
it for
shelf
myself.
in the fridge again.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some more macronutrients in there somewhere. I ain't got right in the corner yet. Right, that is it for the questions, which means that's pretty much it for the podcast. If you want to ask us a question, email us, fill in the feedback form on the website, or join our Discord. Just to remind you, if you want to, let me go to the takeaway this month instead of licking that shelf in the fridge, then you can go to patreon.com/the block update. Prices up per podcast, and it really helps us out. Slack, what are you doing this week? Anything good?
Streaming videos will happen sometime. Yep.
Yeah.
Until my schedule gets situated, I have no clue.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I got my create videos going out twice a week, Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on how quick I can make them, and Sundays ideally. Still 2 videos a day going out on Duckshot for my Starfield series, and that's about it. I will try and stream, but it's very difficult squeezing things in at the moment, especially when I've not been feeling very well. Right, as usual, if you want to get in touch, then you can do by emailing us, filling out the feedback form, or joining the Discord. All that's left to say is the same thing that I say at the end of every single podcast, and that is, if you feel like you want to throw up for about 3 hours of a 2.5 hour long podcast, then you probably should have waited till next week.
Yeah, I got nothing else to add to that. I remember you saying that every week. Yep.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.